time of year. Welcome to the exact one time of year that you care about college basketball. Here it is, everybody. It begins now. So for a very short jaunt, you'll care, you'll get invested, and then you'll forget the sport exists. Hopefully that changes with all of the work that Luke Laux is doing and the stuff that he's hoping to accomplish here, because that's true. When Florida State matters, and I'm being very specific to my audience here, when Florida State matters, then we pay attention to college basketball because we have a place in it that's relevant. And you compare and contrast what we are and what everybody else is, and you project. And when you do that, you have a roving eye for potential matchups, both in season, in conference play, and obviously the grand finale of them all, the NCAA tournament. It is hard to conjure up the same sort of enthusiasm and excitement for the tournament when you don't matter. And we haven't mattered for 4 years. Now, I still love it because it's nostalgic. It's still part of my youth, part of a process that I absolutely adore. I can mark time by the NCAA tournament. I can mark it as, the start of spring, but also at different points in my life. When Villanova pulled the upset over Georgetown or NC State over Houston, or any given year where you were locked in and something special happened. Maybe not in the final game per se, but you can mark the years by certain upsets. And I love that. It's a little less collegiate. All of college sports are a little less collegiate than they used to be. So it's maybe not the same sort of draw, but yeah, I like the tournament, and off we go. 49-34, Creighton all over Louisville to start the day.
And it's gone. If you're Louisville and you're in the stands. Ooh. Director Ben Spicer is there watching his alma mater. Ouch.
Hang in there, Ben. We got a second half to play, baby. I have High Point over Purdue. Everybody share their brackets. It's so much fun. It's like talking about your fantasy football team. We all do it together. Anyhow, I do have High Point over Purdue. They're only down 22-21. This is also the time of year, you guys know this, this is also the time of year where you find out if you have certain channels that you didn't know existed. You're like, what is that? That's the Emergency Network. Oh, what do they do? All emergencies all the time. Huh. They got the basketball? They do. What channel is that? 1,132. Huh. Didn't even know it existed. Then you flip it on.
It's actually not a bad idea in this climate for a channel.
The emergency channel?
I think people would watch that. Yeah.
Sure.
The emergency
channel. They kind of do anyhow.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But you just call it the emergency channel. And then there's a bunch of non-emergencies.
The fun part about that would be like when you're at the bar or a restaurant and you're waiting for food to go or something. You're like, hey, can you put on the emergency channel? I think they've got High Point and Purdue. Yeah, 1,132. No, that's the Weather Channel. No, the Emergency Channel. Normally tidal waves, things like that, but today it's got the basketball.
Yeah, love to watch their top 5 show at 11 p.m. Top 5 emergencies of the day.
Yeah, but then you're like, okay, well, all right, so this game is on True TV. This one's on CBS. That one's on TBS. This one's on TNT. That is true, by the way. TNT, CBS, True TV, TNT. Later on, you'll get Clemson and McNeese State on True TV. Do I have dual games on True TV? Set up the other television. The one time a year you're going to True TV. There is no other time.
Trivia, do you know what True TV used to be as a channel?
Was it the Court Network?
Very good.
Court TV? Yeah.
Court TV.
Yeah, Court TV.
Which was born thanks to O.J. Simpson.
That's right. Yeah, I remember all of that. I remember Court TV. You know what else I remember rather fondly? It exists, but it doesn't really exist anymore. The History Channel. I used to love the History Channel. They talked about history. It was fantastic. Now it's a dude with crazy hair telling us that aliens built the pyramids. It sucks.
If it's not aliens, it's Nazis. Sometimes it's Nazi aliens.
Yeah, it's the dude with the crazy, he figured it out. I'll just moose the bejesus out of my hair and say crazy things. I'll just tell everybody absurdist reasons for the existence of a rock formation, and they'll go, well, I knew it. They'll believe it. People are pretty stupid. They believe whatever anybody says all the time.
Some believe that Rommel was actually present for the Mayan Empire.
Right. But I used to love that. I used to love the History Channel. But, oh, this is awesome. We're going to learn everything there is to know about this particular battle in this particular war. You'd watch for an hour and go, I know everything I needed to know about the Battle of the Rocks. You remember the Battle of the Rocks? No, I didn't. I saw it yesterday. It was crazy. I had no idea.
It was Children's Crusade.
Good stuff. Florida State baseball. Here we go. I'm eagerly anticipating the series with Miami because I hate Miami. And I eagerly anticipate the series with Miami because I want to know what we are. I went past our favorite golf course yesterday, Tom. Went out and swung the sticks a little bit. Capital City Country Club, where we'll be hosting the golf tournament on April the 17th. Sign up now. Get your team in. I am very pleased to let you know that the Battle's End has jumped on board this year's tournament.
Outstanding.
And I want to thank them publicly for doing that. I appreciate it very, very much. I have been hard at work, buddy. I've been hard at work talking to folks. People like to, hey, listen, we have found out over the years that most people, if you ask them, just ask them nicely, they want to help other people. They really do, despite what it looks like on the internet. They want to help folks out. And I asked, they said, sure, can't wait. And they contributed. And then Second Harvest of the Big Ben is the benefactor. And Shannon Young, my man, Cross Country Mortgage, he too committed today, and is locked in for the tournament as well. And appreciate his contributions very much so.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we'll name everybody. We got Gordo's on board again, and yeah, we'll name everybody.
We've got the sign up link in the YouTube chat. We've got the sign up link on your Twitter. I just retweeted yesterday's tweet, and I pinned it for you too. So it's at the top.
Oh, you pinned it for me.
I pinned it.
Yeah, people are gonna think Jeff's out here pinning things.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I pinned it. There it is. Hey, peeps, sign up to play my golf tournament.
Yeah.
Well, and a few of you did. We've got about 6 openings. Might be 7. I got to take a look at the exact roster.
All right. So 6 to 7 teams. There are teams of 4, so make sure you're not just signing yourself up. Hey, I'm Willie. I want to play. It doesn't work that way, Willie. We need 4 people.
No, well, Willie would be paying the full freight for 4 because there's no option for singles that I've updated.
Yeah.
So. But we've got Bob from the West Coast and Eric are in for the singles team. We do have one. You guys
where you can just pin. Yeah, you put each other together.
So if you are a single, email me, Tom@warchant.com.
You better do it today.
There's 2 slots. That's it. We're only doing 1 team of randos. Okay.
And that's what we call them behind their back.
Well, no, that's what we call them. I call them randos.
No, I do. I refer to them at all times as randos. In particular, Bob and Eric.
Well, that's because when they play together, they're like, who you played with? I played with 3 randos.
Randos, that's who.
Team Rando.
Yeah. Big comeback underway with Louisville in the second half against Creighton, Tom. We'll be monitoring all day. I'll break all the rules. I'll give you play-by-play as it's happening.
You're going to hammer the live? Probably get some good odds on that.
We'll go to commercial break and I'll hammer the live. Perhaps. I might have to. We'll see if it's a comeback. They haven't started the second half. I made it up. I was trying to speak it into existence. It seemed like something that I should do. By the way, I also would like a couple of these huge upsets. Pizza money galore today, Tom, both on the golf, which very quietly got underway today.
In Palm Harbor.
That's correct. The Snake Pit. I've played that course. I think you have too.
Yes. Not easy.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
No, the par 5 and the Snake Pit that goes down the hill to the right across the water, that is the hole that they put on all the marquee.
Mm-hmm.
That green is nonsense. That green is nonsense now.
He's calling it out.
That back to front slope. Come on now.
Yeah,
that's a little much.
It is tough. It is tough. That course is tough. It's a fun course to play though, and it's an enjoyable watch as well. So you saw Tiger down there, didn't you?
I saw Tiger take the lead on Saturday prior to him winning the Masters.
Yeah, so this was the first hint that he was back.
I've got a video of him walking by. He just birdied 10 and 11 back-to-back, or 9 and 10. I forget the layout of the course exactly. But he chipped in, and that was surreal because I walked away to go to the next green. I saw him hit out of the fairway bunker up to the back of the green, and as I'm walking to these holes are back-to-back, you hear the crowd go insane, and everything.
Oh,
stood
yeah,
up.
yeah.
The hair's everywhere. I was, oh my God, this is what it sounds like when greatness occurs. Then he birdies the next hole, and he walks to the tee box of the par 5, and he's got this little wry grin. And I think it's one of those moments in his career where I was lucky enough to stand there where he's like, I can do this
good.
again.
Yeah.
I can do this, because this was after the yips and the problems.
Yeah.
It's a little pitch shot here. Here we go. I'm gonna land it in the top tier.
It's still one of my favorites. Just the first time you broke that out, I was like, because that's the sound of what the ball is doing and the club is doing.
I think I bladed that one.
It's almost like Tom Watson's putt at the British that he started walking after as soon as he hit it.
It's kind of a ripoff of Kramer, but it works.
Yeah,
it works.
Yeah.
You know, this holiday, Festivus.
Yeah,
I'm out of here.
that was I'm still laughing at that, and I was mad about the Watson thing because he got screwed to begin with. If it had just held the green, we would have got to see it. I don't even like Tom.
Somebody recently walked after a putt as they hit it, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yes, and we talked about it.
We did. It might have been down at Jack's place. Somebody hit a putt, and as the putter hit the ball,
he started walking.
Their trail foot is walking towards the hole.
Yeah, they were pissed at themselves.
Oh, Joel Damon.
Joel Damon.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a mess. This is not going. This has no chance of going in. All right, so listen, I'm going to do something we never do. But I will ask you, because I think you had to put together the videos and all of the stuff that we had for yesterday's big debut with football practice that we weren't attending.
Oh.
And I want an overview of what we think we learned about practice yesterday.
Okay.
You don't have to do it right yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a tease.
I've got bets to place. There are commercials to play. But I do want to talk about a recruit, and I will do the talking on that one. And we'll have fun with it because I feel like this is a must get. And I don't say that often. So I'm going to try to speak this into being as well. But we'll combo the recruit talk with the football talk of practice's first day and what we learned with our new coaching staff and with some new players to boot. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3, Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Florida man, what's wrong this time?
Well, it's my alligator Hank again. It's so dang cold, he's been digging all these holes in my backyard trying to find some heat to keep himself warm. He doesn't want to come out to eat, so I have to yank him by his tail. Now my back is killing me again.
Poor Hank. I mean, I'm really sorry about your back pain.
You have any idea how hard it is to pull an alligator out of his heat hole when it's colder than the polar bear's toenails outside? Not to mention the added weight of the gold chain I bought Hank last year for his birthday.
Well, it's time to get you back in to see the doctors at Fenn Chiropractic. You can book your appointment online, so there's no waiting in the cold.
You're right again. Look out, Dr. Finn, I'm coming in hot.
At Finn Chiropractic, they'll get to the root of your pain and deliver the solutions. Book your appointment online at finnchiro.com, and you'll even get an online discount. Visit finnchiro.com today and find your path to a pain-free tomorrow.
Country rock trailblazer, Brantley Gilbert, the Tattoos Tour 2025. The Donald L. Tucker Civic Center on Friday, April 11th, with special guests Travis Denning and Austin Snell. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. The brand new album Tattoos is available everywhere. For more, visit BrantleyGilbert.com. Produced by Pepper Entertainment.
I got some pretty spooky news from my Paul's termite and pest control technician the other day. It turns out that I'm sharing my home with Formosan termites. Those little monsters do damage about 4 times faster than the regular termites. Fortunately, Paul's discovered them on a routine general pest service, and they've already turned the Formosans back using an amazing treatment called Centricon.
Paul's was the first to introduce the Centricon termite colony elimination system to North Florida and is the leader in this non-invasive treatment. Instead of dumping gallons and gallons of harsh chemicals into our soil, Centricon uses environmentally sensitive treatments loaded in bait stations. These stations are placed around the home, Termites are present, they feed, and take it back to the colony, which is then destroyed. To learn more about Centricon and a free consultation, go to callpauls.com. For the elimination,
And your lawn too.
call Pauls. We'll get them all.
Retired or retiring soon? How much money do you need to live comfortably? Retirement Planners of America is here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1. Find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2. Have a plan to get there. Step 3. Make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all three with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Is that a new Samsung Galaxy A15 5G?
Yeah, I got it for free when I joined Cricket Nation.
Sounds pretty great.
At Cricket, anyone can get a new phone when they switch.
Whoa.
With a high-quality camera, meaning more flattering selfies for all, and super fast 5G, so you can post them for all to see. Your friends, your family, your ex. Free phone! Free phone!
Okay, I'll switch.
Welcome to Cricket Nation.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Must bring your number to Cricket on a $60 a month voice plan. First month service charge and tax due at sale. These terms and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Science-backed, technology-tracked, and coach-led. Hey, Jeff Cameron here. You've heard me rave about the benefits of Orange Theory Fitness and the proven track record of science-backed interval training. Well, now Orange Theory Fitness has done it again, adding more ways for you to improve your health and look your best. In addition to the always great standard workouts, OTF has added Tread 50 and Strength 50. For those in the mood to just lift for an afternoon or attack those cardio goals for the day. Take the guesswork out of exercise. Make sure you're getting the most out of each and every workout. Orange Theory Fitness, location Midtown Tallahassee and Village Square Boulevard.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Yeah, first thing first, I didn't realize, it was good to see this news. I saw Matt Lasser posted it to the Warchant message boards that Jaleel McRae is back. Yeah, he's added to the, well, is he a GA?
I don't know exactly the title, but he even put a graphic out and everything, did Jaleel. You know, the returning home and all that. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. I always liked it when he was here. He got beat up, man. He was injury prone. That was kind of his issue when he was in Tallahassee. But I always liked him. I always thought he played hard. So, you know, a lot of times those are the guys that make great coaches, I should say. You know, they love the game. They're passionate about the game. That's how they end up getting into coaching and all that good stuff.
It would appear it is GA. Yes, correct. A graduate assistant.
All right. Well, good to have you back, Jaleel. Make sure they don't go 2-10. All right. Let's get to fixing the 2-10. I'm still pissed about it. I'm pissed every day. Whenever it comes up, whenever I think about it, and I think about it every day, it really bothers me.
Would 2 minutes and 1 second of FSU practice footage that they released to the media yesterday help you at all?
I don't know.
No,
probably not.
Okay, then I won't roll it.
We got a 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're sending pool footage for us. So we have 2 minutes of some practice B-roll where they're moving very briskly from player to player, but we'll take it.
Were they hitting?
Who are you asking at yourself?
I'm asking for me.
Or Coach Johnny Ray Jones.
I'd like to know, but I know Johnny Ray Jones wants to know. But okay. We're pretty well dressed out here. We're pretty well dressed out. Footage is being run. If you're driving in the car, you're like, I can't see this. And this is like a lot of sort of practicey things, but yes. By the way, that looks really good when the backdrop is the football.
That's only going to look better and better.
The football only facility is gorgeous.
When the fence is removed and you've got multiple fields leading into it.
Yeah,
that's going to be cool.
That is sharp right there. I don't know that I don't know that it'll get anybody to commit, but it certainly can't hurt. So, all right, good to see. Good to see. This is same practice time?
Same practice. This is yesterday's practice.
Oh, man, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot of stretching.
And warming up.
How about some lunges?
Yeah,
like the
lunges? Couple of standing there catches. Yeah, all right. I can tell already they're not going to go 2-10.
Can you?
I can see it.
What is giving that away?
It's just obvious, Tom. It just leaps off the video. You can tell they're not going to go 2-10. You can just, this footage alone lets you know they will not go 2-10. People always wonder what we can discern from practice. I'm letting you know right now they won't go 2-10.
Is it the nature that everybody's holding the football high and tight? Is that what's doing it for you?
Yeah, you know what? They're checking all the boxes. They've got the ball high and tight. They've got assistant coaches hitting them with dummies. And, you can just say that it's much more intense. They're here we go. Let's go. No, I don't. I'm kind of kidding. I thought Mike was wearing jeans there for a second.
They are rounding the cones with vigor.
Look at that. Look at that cone manipulation.
Oh, see, there's coaching there. Hold the ball high and tight.
Get it up high. Get it up high. It looks a little low. That's what non-2-10 teams do.
There's Jalen Lucas. That was one of the notes from yesterday.
Yeah, so we're rooting big time. It just looks so lonely. I think the coaches are lonely without us on the sidelines, roaming freely, inspecting their every move, taking notes, typing them into our notes page on the phone.
Yes, a coach did complain. I suppose I can say this now. A coach did complain to Sports Information to complain my way that why was I taking notes after every play?
A coach? What, you mean last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Like, why do you have a notebook? And because what they're seeing, this is what I was told, what they're seeing is that you're watching a play and then you're taking notes. I'm like, yeah, because I'm good at my job.
That's what we do. Yeah, I got to write a story later or I got to talk about it. I want to remind myself who did what.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
24 periods. Not going to remember period 16 very well.
Yep.
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, yesterday was good because it was day one of not going 2-10 this year.
Okay. So you see that.
I can see that. Now, what we get from the next footage might say something different. But right now, that footage yesterday tells me we're not going 2-10.
All right.
So that's what I took away from practice yesterday that I didn't see. Is that they're not going to go 2-10.
And that the football-only facility looks gorgeous.
That it does, and I knew that before practice. Because I saw it with my own eyes just the other day over at Hauser. We don't have the "it's update time for that ass" soundbite anymore, I don't believe.
We do. Just give me a moment.
Goodness, we do. Tom salvaged it before they took the wrecking ball to the old station. Quick, they're coming for us.
The contractor they hired is our friend Pete, and he still has my Mets 1986 poster board. He sent me the text the other day. I need to go get that.
Well, and remember, I went in one night when I wasn't supposed to after hours and salvaged a few things that you were just going to let lie.
I was gone. I mean,
I was like, we can't have this. We got to get.
You got the Jameis picture, right?
I got the Jameis picture and something else.
That was a silent auction picture that we did. Yeah.
Well, that Jameis picture is awesome, first of all.
In the swamp.
Yeah, in the swamp from down on his own goal line and getting ready to torch him. That's you can't just have that willy-nilly go to somebody.
I think that was 31-7 that day. That was the final. I do have the sounder. Do you need me to hit it?
Yeah, let's hear it again. It's update time for that ass. That was years ago when I did that one, so I had a higher octave that I was able to reach. It's update time for that ass. There has been no big comeback early in the second half by Louisville. Ben is still sitting through much consternation as Creighton leads 56-37. If you got Creighton, good on you. Hold on for the next 17 minutes, and you'll have a win and a bracket movement.
Yeah, you don't have to hold on very tightly. You could probably hold on with the grip strength of one David Cutcliffe at the 50-yard line. After the ACC championship.
Montana and Wisconsin are underway. Find TNT. My upset bid by taking High Point is in jeopardy. They trail by 10 to Purdue at halftime on True TV.
Our ass is in the jackpot now. Okay.
Soon, we will have other games to update you on. That includes McNeese and Clemson, as well as Alabama and Auburn. It's update time for that ass. It's update time for that ass. Bridgerman.
It's pretty good.
Or Bridgman is how you'd say his name, along with Keith Mitchell, whom I hear is a good guy, but I loathe.
Really?
Hate him. Keith Mitchell is currently tied for the lead at the Valspar, but he pisses me off, and I never root for him to do anything good.
It's update time for that ass.
He's at -4 along with Bridgman. Then it's my man, Steven Yeager. It's my guy.
Yeager.
He's at -4. And it's, by the way, Echeverria is in the top 5 today. He's just fun to say. We'll keep an eye on the golf, guys. We'll keep an eye on the golf. I don't know who you bet on. I don't know who you went with. Did you go with Danny Willett?
It is no dream.
Nicely played. Maybe you went with Ricky Castillo.
I didn't know. Did Danny win that tournament? How is he eligible to play?
How's he still in golf?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know the major gets you so far, but I think he's exhausted all of those opportunities.
You would think that you have. Danny is, I'll give you what he is. Yeah, he is. He's currently ranked 124th on the tour. He's not as bad off as I thought.
He's borderline.
Yeah, he's 124th.
All right.
How old do you think Danny Willett is?
Ooh, goodness. 34?
He is 37.
Okay, all right.
How much money you think Danny Willett made this year so far?
Oh, this year?
This year. This is what I'm talking about, man. If you can make it on the PGA Tour, just keep your card. Easier said than done. Meritocracy. Keep your card. You're going to be all right.
So it's not small.
It's not tiny.
I'm going to say 217,000.
Close. More than that. He's made 237,000, and he sucks.
I forgot about that 52nd place $20,000 check.
I mean, goodness gracious. He's made $237,000 this year, Tom. It's not even April. I don't remember seeing Danny Willett make a cut.
But you will see him at the par 3 contest in a few weeks.
Oh, you will. The Masters nearly upon us. All right, so what did you, all jokes aside, I didn't mention the recruit yet. I will before the end of the segment. What did you glean from yesterday? We had guys on the ground there for the post-practice rep.
Yeah, I consumed it while helping out distribution-wise, so I don't want to pretend like I was there like Ira, Corey, Aslan, Matt, getting the interviews themselves, but Justin Cryer's interview was the best one of the bunch. Yesterday, to me, it was Norvell, Cryer, and Cam Davis. But Justin Cryer,
I like Cryer a lot, man.
I did. Diligence, maturity,
love him.
Give a damn,
love him.
Yeah,
come on, kid, do it.
He's the kid that you want to be awesome. You want
I
him
root
to be
for it.
Very good.
He's yet to be, but I'm rooting for it.
But he got banged up last year, and he was one of the few that showed. He and Earl Little were beyond reproach when you're talking about second level and third level defenders in terms of effort. But there was a quote, I could pull it from the boards because I posted it yesterday, but it's just talking about Tony White's scheme and how much different the scheme itself is. And here it is.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We never stay in the same spot. Quote, we're always moving around. We're always doing something different. Different looks, presentation. That's a big thing, really. Our presentation defensively is always, we're never standing in the same spot. So we look differently. We look different every time. We're always trying to disguise something. Yes. Absolutely. I'm hoping that we have enough dudes that have the acumen to be able to pull it off and the athleticism to get to the spot that they need to. But okay, within a day, you've got one of the smartest guys on the defense.
And he is.
Telling you that this is completely different and we're always trying to confuse the opponent.
Telling you, man, I'm going to keep talking about my man, Tony White. That's the good hire. That's the good hire.
Both players alluded to that there are some tweaks to practice. It might be a little bit more intense, but I think they got the company line that there aren't any major changes. The one thing that Cam Davis said that made me happy to hear was that if they don't get a play right, they'll run it 25 times in a row until they do. Okay,
good. Yeah.
Because
you know what you do and do it well.
Well, I guess it's going to run like 4 things anyway.
Yeah,
so,
he doesn't run a very complex system. Yeah.
But there are a lot of choices. And
there are choices. I like that.
Yeah. So if-thens, instinctive moments where if this guy's over here, then you bet
inside the hash,
right?
Outside the hash.
Alignments, give, take, keep, motions, all
what
that
have
stuff.
yous.
Yes, lots of them. And Cam had this is probably something for Coach Cam and translates, but Cam's lost weight and Mike challenged him to lose weight.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't fleet of foot last year.
Right. And he's down into the 210s at this point.
Still looks like he's 235.
And sounds like he's 52. Yeah.
All right.
So there's enough around there. There's enough movement. Sounds like the defensive
Got a little
backs had
bit
a
of-
decent day, but who knows
How
why?
would you know?
Well, he's telling you who had interceptions and so forth, but you don't know the circumstances
Yeah, you don't
by
know the
which.
deal. Yeah. No. Hey, I agree with the Gingerverse here. They're wearing full pads for a change. I feel like they were always in shorts with shoulder pads and a helmet. It did feel that way a lot, didn't it?
It looks like they're wearing full pads, but I don't think I think they're just rolling up the sleeves.
They didn't have I think no.
This is acclimation. I don't think you can.
Pull up the videos again. I think they had pads on. Oh, maybe not.
I mean, I think they're just
No, they didn't have pads on. We're wrong.
They're just rolling up the sleeves like the
yeah.
shoulder pads would appear there.
They're
but
making it
they're
look
not.
like they're Yep. Damn it, man.
Well, I mean, they can't.
I'd break those rules every day. What do I care? Rules. There's no rules in college football.
I suppose now that we don't have access, you could tape this for 2 minutes and then have them throw the pads
and then
on.
put them all on. I would have started practice 3 weeks ago. And we would have continued to practice all the way through April.
Mike could have announced at his opening press conference, we actually already finished camp. We didn't tell you guys, but yesterday was practice 15. Thought it was an excellent camp. Any questions?
Yeah, have a good one. Oh, we didn't ban you. You didn't show.
Right.
None of you guys showed up.
So these assistant coach luncheon interviews are about what happened in the past.
Yeah,
We're done.
Talk to them each about what they thought about camp, what they saw in camp, what they took away from their camp experience, and what they're looking forward to when we suit back up in the fall. Also, we played a game. The spring game was played. Got them under the lights. It was fantastic. You guys missed that too. Got to be sharp to keep up with us.
It's a good test in adversity because of the compressed sideline. We did practice on the dirt and around the equipment that's on the field.
How you have to handle things. Got a couple incidents. Guys will be out for an early portion of the season. One ran into a ball-peen hammer. Somebody else tripped on a stake. But other than that, we were pretty good. You gotta keep your eyes open, head on a swivel out here with the construction going on, guys.
Andy was almost impaled by his stake. Thankfully, that's what teamwork's about. Deuce called out and said, "No, steak."
I went too long, so I'll come back and do it. We got to get this kid. There's a kid that we have to get. It's the recruit that we must have. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
3 men are in custody following a... Lene with Real Talk 93.3 local news update brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Frobley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Bright sunshine expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 71. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, lows dip down to about 41. Clear skies tomorrow, highs level off around 68. Seasonal temperatures Saturday and Sunday with highs in the mid-70s. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Currently 61.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future. There he is. Haven't seen this guy since, what was it? Oh, shoot. You two at the Sphere in Las Vegas, baby.
Hey, how about that, man? Wasn't that fun?
Good show. Good show. Everything about it. Nearly perfect. Nearly perfect.
I had everything I could possibly want.
I wanted one thing, couldn't find it, and I looked everywhere. No Cubans.
What do you mean?
No Cubans.
There was Cubans.
No, I didn't see any Cubans.
Dude,
No.
I'm sure there was Cubans there. I mean, you know.
No. I walked around. There was a moment right before the show. I thought, got to find some Cubans. Nothing.
Dude, there's Cubans. There was Cubans. I'm sure there was Cubans.
In Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas.
No Cubans in Vegas.
There's Cubans in Vegas, man.
Eddie, there were no Cubans.
Chef.
The sandwich. There were no Cuban sandwiches. You're Cuban. Of course I know there were Cubans there.
Oh, the sandwich. Yeah, no, there probably wasn't many there in Vegas.
No Cubans.
No, not yet.
Gordo, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
I will, by the way, first of all, say thank you to CB, my man. Posted on Twitter at me while we were talking about Danny Willett. CB knows a ton about golf, loves the sport, much the way we do. And he says, Jeff Willett got in the field due to a major medical exemption. But he went on to tell me that the field tab on the PGA leaderboard shows how they qualified, Tom. All this time, I've been a leaderboard looker. I never really dove deep.
You never really cared about how they qualified?
Right, but, I mean, we could have answered our own question with a very simple click, and he's just pointing out for us in the future, if we're confused how a Danny Willett is in the field or anybody like Danny, that it tells you. It's right here. You look at it. And I didn't know there was a major medical issue, so good for him. But, you know, I learned about the major medical exemption, I think, because of what's-his-face's car accident.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. Who was that last week? Because he ended up finishing 6th?
Yeah, the dude who played with JT at Alabama.
Yeah. Yep, he ended up finishing, I think it was tied 6th last week. So,
boy, we paid close attention to that.
We did. Well, I could tell you now looking at this tab, Adrien Dumas des Chasseurs from Belgium, he got through open qualifying. So there you go. He must have been sometime earlier this week.
All right, good for him. Yeah, there you go.
Way to go, Adrian.
Under pressure. All right, so the guy that I want us to sign, I don't follow these kids. So whenever I check Michael Langston's write-ups or raps or whatever to see who's in town, who are they looking at, who's somebody that, is checking out the Knolls, who will be coming to town soon, which receiver, which lineman.
He's starting to get more salty, by the way, Michael.
About their inability to recruit well?
Mm.
Well, buddy, we're not good at it.
Well, specific to a position. He has a little thing up there about love it, hate it. We made a video on it. And there's a position group that he hates what they're doing right now, recruiting-wise. Okay.
Oh, there you go, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't owe these guys anything, Michael. They're not going to let you see anything. You go after them. It's Florida State. It should be impossible to go 2-10 at Florida State. You ought to be able to recruit to Florida State. Get it together, everybody. Ridiculous. Still pissed about it. See? Mad right now. Get it together. This is ridiculous.
I can run the footage again. You'll feel better. We're not going 2-10.
Anyhow, there's a defensive lineman. I was reading all the names. And, I tend to gravitate towards offensive line, defensive line. I'm tired of being soft at the line of scrimmage and the point of attack. And can we stabilize the situation on the offensive and defensive lines to where you give yourself a fighting chance because you can block it and you can stop the run? Okay. All right. If you can do those things, you will not go 2-10. You won't. Not being able to do those things, you might go 2-10 again. And obviously, I seek to avoid going 2-10 ever again. I want to die having never seen another 2-10 season. That would be the goal. In fact, if I'm being honest, I'd like to die without ever having seen another losing season at Florida State. We've gotten way too accustomed, way too familiar with a sub-500 record in Tallahassee. That is shenanigans. Nonsense. You have all that you need here to never sniff 5-7, 4-8, 3-9, and certainly 2-10. It shouldn't happen ever. Unless there is just a spate of injuries that are of epic proportions, which do occasionally happen. Once in a blue moon, we all have seen a team, maybe not even just our team, like, you see what's going on in Illinois? They lost their starting center, their starting left tackle, their starting right guard, their starting quarterback, their starting middle linebacker, their starting nose guard, and their starting safety. What? Yeah? Bastards can't catch a break. No wonder they suck. Those conversations happen. But that's the only kind of conversation I want to have surrounding a sub-500 record at Florida State. That's the only way it can happen without me being enraged.
Ever again.
Ever again. Ever. Ever. I think that's reasonable. Like the NCAA does not impose penalties the way they once did. It's a lawless land. You can do whatever you want. Back in the day, there was a chance, if you got caught up in a little something, that you could lose scholarships. Lots of them. And at that point, you might have a disastrous season. Like when the NCAA acted like a slowly moving hurricane and planted itself over the Hurricanes for years on end. It was glorious for all of us in the world of college football to witness. It just stayed there. It just stayed there. And their poor used car salesman or Avis return greeter of a head coach had to sit there and wear it. We're going to finish up that investigation anytime soon, guys? I can't recruit. Nobody thinks that we're able to participate in the postseason. It's hard to get guys to say, we're getting there, coach. Hang in there, Coach Golden. We'll get to you. Nice tie. Man, that was brutal and funny. Because it was just omnipresent. It was like the hurricane that hit Tampa recently. You're just like, this thing going to move on? Sweet Jesus. Been here for 14 hours. All right, so I go to the offensive line and the defensive line, and I'm like, that's what I'm looking at. I don't care about that defensive back that we're looking at. I don't care about that wide receiver that we're looking at. I don't care about that running back that we're looking at. I say I don't care. I care. If they want to be a Knoll, I care. I guess, that matters to me, but that's not the crux of what we're talking about here. I'm looking at the line of scrimmage, and there is a defensive lineman. He's currently in the junior college ranks, Tom. Have you heard of this guy? You aware of a junior college defensive lineman that I might be referring to?
No, I'm not.
The dude's name is Seven Cloud.
Seven Cloud?
That's the greatest name of all time. Seven Cloud. Now, we're not going to get him because we don't recruit well. I don't think we're going to get him because Georgia wants him.
Well, he's committed to Georgia, yeah.
Well, commitments. There's no such thing at this stage, but yes, he is, he's going to Georgia. He said allegedly that he wants to go to Georgia, but what's a kid's word worth? Not much. He's here, isn't he? If you're going to Georgia, why'd you come here? Why are you visiting practice here? Because your word is worth nothing. Good. Glad to hear it. Decommit from Georgia. Let's go. Man, the guy's name is Seven Cloud. That's a villain in a movie. That's one of, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett's kids. Like if you were like, oh, Will and Jada had a kid. What's his name? Seven Cloud. Sounds about right. Jada's crazy.
He's going to walk in that door and slap you. Be careful.
Yeah, Seven Cloud? Come on, man. Seven Cloud needs to be in Tallahassee, Florida. Another tackle from Seven Cloud on the play. People would be rechecking. What is he talking about? Is he having a stroke? He keeps calling this kid Seven Cloud. Anyhow, don't you think that he's a winner? I do. I think there's no chance he's not elite.
Sight unseen.
No chance. I know he's from what I can tell, he's 6'4", 300+ pounds. He's going to be great. He has no choice. His name is Seven Cloud.
So here you go. Unfortunately, I've got a retort for you.
Uh-oh.
The position group that Michael hates what's going on right now
His defensive line?
is interior defensive line specifically.
Well, Michael, Seven Cloud was here. Can we get Seven Cloud in here? Lock it up? No jokes. I want Seven Cloud. Now, apparently, he is the number 1 prospect out of junior college. So, again, we don't recruit well. So the chances of us getting the number 1 anything is really unlikely.
Well, come on, pot roast. This is where you need it.
He's brand new. Pot roast. Work on Seven Cloud.
It's a coverage.
Wouldn't that be great? If right in unison, so you had an offense and a defense, and the quarterback came to the line of scrimmage. Pot roast, Seven Cloud, Seven Cloud. There it is. It's the adjustment right after pot roast. So that was a quarterback and a linebacker exchanging. It was not unlike Peyton Manning staring down Ray Lewis back and forth. There it is. It's pot roast followed by Seven Cloud. You going to adjust again? I'll come out of Seven Cloud now.
I'll take you to my limo. That's a little much, Ray. Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
That's a little much, all right?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I'm talking about steaks, okay?
Seven Cloud. Work on them. Let's go, pot roast. It's got to happen. What a name. That is awesome. Completely out of left field, man. That is... I'm in. I just pulled up a picture now. He's big, Tom.
It's a large man. He's living up to the hype you had in your head. So this was somebody not that you saw.
No, I hadn't.
You just saw the name and you said this one has to be.
Well, he's at a position of need. He is the number 1 ranked junior college player. He was here. And his name is Seven Cloud. Check, 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 check. I'm like, let's go. How perfect is that? I thought wait, maybe it's a nickname. Maybe, they're just kidding around. No, that's what he's listed as. Seven Cloud. That would fall under the category of the most unique name that we've ever had here, I believe. There he is. If you're watching, well, first of all, look at that picture.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that he's going anywhere else, man.
Well, probably not. But also, we should take pictures like that. Our guys should look like this. I want all shots of offense and defensive linemen to be guys wearing a helmet that has a black visor. I want them to be intimidatingly staring down at us, and I want a massive 300-pound chain around their shoulders like what he has here. Look at that thing. You think they have soft practices in Athens? No chance. Look at that dude.
Seven Cloud.
And is he number 99?
Looks like it.
Forget about it. It's perfect. He's the perfect recruit. He is a perfect recruit. He's number 99. He's wearing a giant chain. His name is Seven Cloud. Oh, yeah. You got to get him in here.
Hey, man, you know people who can help fundraise, so maybe this is one you make a call on.
I'm going to make a call because, damn it, wouldn't that be cool if we got Seven Cloud? Georgia's got too many defensive linemen, too many good defensive linemen. Come on, Seven.
Seven, meet Pot. Pot, Seven.
Yeah, do something. It's update time for that ass. Louisville is currently being stomped. It's update time for that ass. Creighton 71, Louisville 57, 7:52 to play.
A little 6-0 run makes it interesting.
Hit some threes, baby. High Point hanging tough, Tom. My big upset bid with High Point.
High Point.
Trail 43-36 currently on True TV. 16:44 to play in that one. Come on, High Point. I'll give you another one. Wisconsin out front of Montana early on TNT. With 9 minutes to play in the first half, it is 24-15, Wisconsin leading Montana.
It's a
I don't think I have any more. It's time to go to break. Hour number 2 forthcoming. Stay with.
Best happy hour in the city is at Café de Martín and El Bar. All day, every day, you can find great deals at Café de Martín while enjoying the best outdoor seating Tallahassee has to offer. Sip away on 2-for-1 house wines, chilcanos, and margaritas all day long, Monday through Thursday. Plus 2-for-1 pisco sours and margaritas on Fridays and Saturdays, and 2-for-1 mimosas for Sunday brunch. Come join us at Café de Martín, where every hour is happy hour, in the Esposito Shopping Center on Capitol Circle Northeast.
There's nothing like relaxing in a hot tub after a long day. But if you don't have one, you're truly missing out. Hot tubs and spas have tremendous health benefits, besides just helping you relax. Like improving your sleep, they help with pain relief. They help to better your cardiovascular health, and so much more. And this season is the perfect season to finally buy what you've been wishing for. Pinch a Penny Pool, Patio, and Spas has the hot tubs you need for the price you want. Come shop our huge 12,000 square foot showroom and save today. There's over 50 hot tubs in stock right now, so you won't have to wait weeks on end for that delivery to finally come to town. If you're ready to relax, we're here to show you how. Pinch a Penny Pool, Patios, and Spas. Come visit our huge showroom at 2473 Greer Road with over 50 hot tubs to choose from. You'll be glad you did.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hardworking, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
There's fun to be had every night at the Corner Pocket. Take home prizes on Trivia Tuesdays and Beer Bingo Thursdays. Kickstart your weekend with Martini Fridays. Plus happy hour runs every weekday and game day specials every time the Noles take the field. Watch all the best games at the Corner Pocket's Vegas Wall, featuring 560 inches of flat screen TV heaven.
Oh, really?
The best food, the best drinks, and the best place to watch all the games. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3. WVFT, Crescent, Tallahassee. Your Sports Flash update on Real Talk 93.3 in Tallahassee.
Jacksonville Jaguars adding to their offensive line depth. His offensive tackle Fred Johnson signing a 1-year deal. He was born and raised in Florida, played at the University of Florida. Originally an undrafted rookie with the Steelers in 2019, has also spent some time with the Bengals and the Buccaneers before being with the Eagles practice squad starting in 2022 and staying in the Philadelphia organization since then. NHL hockey, busy night tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they are on the road as they match up against Dallas, while the Panthers visit Columbus. NBA basketball yesterday, the Magic lose to the Rockets 116-108, and the Heat lose to the Pistons 116-113. This Sports Flash is presented by Progressive. Bundle auto and home, renters, or condo insurance and save with Progressive. I'm Matt Pauley on Real Talk 93.3.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Welcome to Staples.
I hear Staples prints it all for any business.
You bet. And we'll beat any print quote.
So if I had a pizza place.
Staples can print signs, menus, pizza boxes.
A landscaping business.
Oh, we can print yard signs, t-shirts, brochures.
How about a pizza/landscaping business? I'll call it Dough and Mo.
I like it.
Right now at Staples, get up to $250 off your print purchase. Ends 4/5 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details. Price match guarantee valid in store and staples.com/print. Visit staples.com/price match for details.
What makes Paul's Termite and Pest Control the best in North Florida?
It's our core values, of course, and they happen to spell Paul's.
P, protecting you and your pets from pests and your property from termites.
A, accept personal responsibility. At Paul's, we realize it's up to us to get things right and strive to do more than's expected.
You, uphold company values. Those values include treating others with respect and understanding we represent Paul's Pest Control on and off the clock.
L, look the part. As representatives of this great company, we will always make sure that our image matches the character of Paul's.
S, support the team. Every job we do is a total team effort to create a supportive workplace.
P, protecting you, your pets, and your property. A, accept personal responsibility. U, uphold company values. L, look the part. S, support the team. Paul's core values. They make us the best.
For the elimination of termites and other pests.
And a greener lawn, too.
Call Paul's. We'll get them all.
Sarah here with Seminole Auto Glass. Hey, Greg.
Hey, what's up?
It's turkey season. Have you hit one yet?
A turkey? No.
Good for you, because we've seen more turkey suicides than anything lately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we had a pretty foul morning.
Oh.
But our customer just went to Seminole Auto Glass and uploaded their insurance card. We got them back on the road with feathers flying in no time. Hey, Greg, which side of a turkey has more feathers? The outside.
Oh.
Better call Seminole.
Seminole Auto Glass. Call 850-539-4527.
Science-backed, technology-tracked, and coach-led. Hey, Jeff Cameron here. You've heard me rave about the benefits of Orange Theory Fitness and the proven track record of science-backed interval training. Well, now Orange Theory Fitness has done it again, adding more ways for you to improve your health and look your best. In addition to the always great standard workouts, OTF has added Tread 50 and Strength 50 for those in the mood to just lift for an afternoon or attack those cardio goals for the day. Take the guesswork out of exercise. Make sure you're getting the most out of each and every workout. Orange Theory Fitness, location Midtown Tallahassee and Village Square Boulevard.
Capital City. This is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the time of year where you can have Redemption Thursday in earnest without any football, because you can quite literally bet the tournament, and most everybody does. I'll be very interested to see those numbers. Every year I'm blown away by the numbers that they are able to calibrate, and they're like, hey, about such and such $1 billion was bet on the NCAA tournament. And a lot of them, of course, are these little $10, $25. I'm in a $25 pool this year, Tom, just a little $25 pool.
Oh, nice.
But I'll tell you what, it wasn't just a straight up bracket one. A guy who I know reached out to me and he said, hey, Jeff, you want to get this little pool here? I said, I don't mind if I do. And he said, you pick 2 of every seed. So you get 32 teams.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you pick 2 of every seed, and I did. And so I went through it this morning. I was like, which of the 4 ones do I want? Which 2 of the 4 ones do I want? Which 2 of the 2s and 3s and 4s and so on? It made it really enjoyable.
That is cool. I was invited into one that's been long standing, and I've been in many years, and I declined this year because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you haven't watched a single college basketball game.
I've watched 47 seconds outside of Florida State games this year.
What were the 47 seconds?
Oh, it was some Auburn. It was probably the Iron Bowl game. I think it was Auburn and somebody. It was. I think it was the first one. Didn't the first one come down to a final buzzer beater?
Yes.
I think that was it.
That was the one you watched?
Like the first.
It caught your
47
attention?
seconds. Like, oh, what the hell is this? Put golf on. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. So I'm really excited to be in this. This is people are getting more and more creative. More and more creative. And the way this pool works, as I said, you pick 2 of each seed, 1 through 16. You get half the field, 32 teams. And, if everyone entering picks the overall winner, great. But the value are finding the middle seeds that make the deep run. That's the whole thing, right? And that kind of made it more enjoyable knowing that if you have a bad day, you're not eliminated. Because, a lot of these pools are over day one. You're kind of like, I'm done. Man, I needed this upset to happen. It didn't. Now the next 4 bracket, I'm done. That's it. It's over. But not with this type of pool. So there you go.
I think there should be a prop on, and I'm sure there is actually, the amount of buzzer beaters in a given day of tournament basketball. So today, Thursday, day 1, round of 64, over under 1.5 buzzer beaters. Just hammer the over so that way, anytime there's a last second shot, you're automatically super geared up for it. And if it goes in, now you're cheering like you're a fan of St. Peter's or Valpo.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be the way.
Or Grand Canyon.
Or High Point.
Or High Point. Or Robert Morris. Or Bryant.
It's really tough.
Or Wofford.
Who's the other 4 guys with Robert?
Or looking at the brackets. Who's this darling that's out here that
Quinnipiac out there?
I don't see Quinnipiac.
Okay.
I see Wofford. I see Bryant. I see Lipscomb.
UT El Paso.
I see High Point. I see Akron. I see Grand Canyon. I see Norfolk State. How about a little SIU Edwardsville? SIEU.
No, CU.
Yeah. They're playing right now, and they're trailing Houston, a 1 seed, 14-6 on TBS.
There's no Siena or Iona or Loyola. No,
the Iona coach got fired after just 2 years.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Which is cold-blooded because when your coach left, he took all the players, and then they brought him in. He won 17 games, I think twice, Tom, and they fired his ass. And you know the reason they gave him? Because there is an alumnus that is a former NBA guy that is coming back, and he says he can raise more money. So it's out in the open now. They don't even care. What's your record? Have you ever done anything? Doesn't matter. I can raise a lot of money. All righty then.
Remember last year, before St. John's really took off, Patino was on with one of the local news channels up there. I was watching the 6 a.m. news. And he said something so blunt. It was something to the effect of, well, we need to get stronger in the NIL department.
Well, they got a billionaire who is.
We've got
at St. John's
who is starting to donate a little bit more money. They're not even going to St. John's. They've never been to St. John's, but they want to be a part of St. John's. So once we get that, bankroll going.
Well, he's got a guy.
Straight up saying the quiet part out loud. Like, once we get the bankroll going, that's when we're going to get the players.
You know what else he said? He said the other day, I heard an interview. Listen, I love it when these guys get to this age where they're really old and they don't care and they just start saying crazy things. My man was like, look, I wouldn't even recruit a 5-star freshman anymore. In the era of NIL, you can't win with them. We got to, unless it's
right.
Yeah, we're not doing it. He just said it. And then the guy doubled down asking him, well, wait a minute. Like, you wouldn't recruit a Cooper Flagg? He's like, oh, he's an exception. You got a freak like that who's going to go first pick in the NBA draft. Maybe. But that's it. Any other kid, he's like, no, I'm not going to do it because you can't win with them, and you're not going to have them very long anyhow. You might as well just go after, get some kids that you could pay for that have played a couple years.
We will never know how the 2020 season turned out. We say that all the time.
Right.
But Anthony Edwards would have come here if he was guaranteed the ability to play point. And Leonard said, no, Trent is going to run point.
Right.
And you can rotate in, but you're not going to be the starting point guard. And certainly you would be on the floor.
Yeah.
But you can't handle the ball. I've got a 5th-year dude. And Anthony said, take it or leave it. And Leonard said, leave it. You're not coming here.
Yeah.
Now, and that's And what did he do?
Oh,
he lit it up. And
he's one of the best
millions
players
of
in the
dollars.
game.
But
Yeah,
what did Georgia do?
Nothing. They did nothing. But it worked out for him, though. I mean,
it worked out
yeah,
fine. He's on a different mission. He had different goals. But the idea, were you going to sell your soul for
Right.
that? No, we've got a good thing going here.
Luke is speaking to the media today. I think at 3:00. I'm on the air, so I don't know.
Is that scheduled?
We'll see. Well,
he quitting?
No. No, I think this is going to be a different era. Listen, I love Leonard, and I've professed that many times over. I think Luke is going to make you pay attention to basketball. And let me just a serious point to be made here for all of you listeners and for Florida State fans everywhere. I don't know if this is going to work out. Obviously, Luke doesn't have a lot of coaching experience, certainly none in college basketball. So, you would be silly of me to sit here and say, I know this is going to work. But I can tell you about what I do know, which is what's happening since the day he was hired to where we sit now. It has been a tireless effort, a non-stop effort to reach out, scout players, reach out to agents. Obviously, he's trying to hire a staff, complete his staff, and raise a lot of money. And part of that has to do with, that's what you're going to have to do because this isn't a place that gives you a lot of money. They don't spend money on college basketball at Florida State. And, if you don't believe that, go look at what some of these other programs' NIL budget is for basketball. And then look what our budget is going to be for basketball, for NIL. It pales in comparison to the vast majority of the teams in this NCAA tournament, quite frankly. And right now, it's not going to change because they went 2-10 in football. That 2-10 season potentially cut the legs out from everything. And you can bet that every program at Florida State is looking at Mike Norvell with a John Desai. Get it together, man. You're killing us. So, and restaurant owner and resident of Tallahassee and anybody else, get it together. 2-10 out here. Anyhow, so
rolling the film to make you feel better.
So anyhow, all right. But basketball is not going to be a priority anytime soon. And so he knows that. He knew what he was walking into. This is kind of the reason we were talking about why you'd want to go out and bring somebody in who has familiarity with Florida State and their lack of concern for basketball and how you have to figure it out on your own to a large extent. And he knows it. And he came in swinging. And he's raised a lot of money. Now, the other reason that that's happening is because, Tom, there is a thought, and we don't know, and I brought this up yesterday, so I won't rehash all of it again, but there's a thought that some universities are going to absorb collectives and make them sort of a marketing arm. A lot of people have pushed back on that and said that's never going to happen. I think our athletic director believes it's going to happen.
He said it on the booster call.
Right.
They're going to be more like a marketing wing.
Yeah, but I don't. There are plenty of people, including the collective, that don't agree with that.
They're going to secure deals.
Mm-hmm. So anyhow, under the current rules, and if those rules change, it will affect the money. But right now, I think it's till April the 7th, any money that you raise, and you have to be able to collect it by July, I know that, but any money that you raise is outside of the salary cap. I'm calling it a salary cap for lack of a better term. For the house settlement money that is going to each athletic department. So if let's say that money is $20.5 million.
Right.
Okay. Whatever you raise outside of that $20.5 million, and let's say Florida State's going to give basketball $1.2 million to spend in NIL for basketball. All right. Which I think is right. I think that's all they're given. So if I am able to raise $3 million, if I'm able to raise $5 million before the new rules kick in, which is April the 7th, allegedly, we'll see because this is going to get challenged. But anyhow, if it happens, I get to keep all that and I'm not in trouble or anything like that because it's under the old provisions, which is the Wild Wild West. Anybody can do anything they want.
Right. And you'll still be able to do that after the settlement. You're just going to have to categorize it correctly, I think.
Well,
I'm talking about the way you spend it versus legal challenges versus is this actually a market value deal? Like you'll be able to gerrymander those things.
Right, but it's jumping through hoops.
You don't
and it's
have
a bunch
to jump
of,
through
yeah,
a single
this is
hoop.
just straight up. We're keeping it. This is what we're doing with it. Yes.
You wonder why there aren't more collectors around the country and coaches around the country declaring this openly. We're talking about coaches saying the quiet part out loud. Hi, everybody. This is Luke Laux. I could really use your money before April 7th.
He is.
It's like getting on a video and just putting that out on social media.
Well, he is doing that. Only he's doing it in offices and restaurants all around the state.
Right. But you could create a URL, lauxforwins.com.
Yeah.
Go to lauxforwins.com and donate today.
Well, one of the things that I know he's asking people to do, and, I get it. He's asking people that he's close to, that he has relationships with, to maybe, earmark their dollars. You believe in the coaches clubs,
I do. Yeah. Now that's on the university side. Unfortunately, maybe in this brave new world after the settlement, a coaches club contribution could be redirected to the player's pocket, but I believe a coaches club contribution has to be about a capital expense. Things like equipment, uniforms, travel, not necessarily stipends.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not positive on that because the rules change every 10 minutes. But yeah, with collectives, I think that was the original idea, was if I'm going to donate, and maybe in the post-settlement era you can say, hey, I'm giving you $1 million, but $800K is going to basketball. You can use the other 200 for whatever you want, but 800 is going to basketball. Right?
Yeah, so this is where we're at. I mean, he's doing that now.
He's making waves to the point where I'm hearing from different people than you're hearing from. They're saying, hey, Laux ain't messing around.
Yeah, I think we can report on this and be completely fair. Look, we have sources. You have sources. We talk to people. I've talked to Luke. I'm not telling you everything I've talked to Luke about, but yeah, these are things that are happening. He's made it abundantly clear. I don't think he cares that we're talking about this. He probably likes that we're talking about this. I haven't asked him, but the point is, if you are in the athletic community, or you're listening to people in that athletic community or donor community or high-ranking boosters,
player
whatever.
Community is where I'm hearing it
player
from.
community.
Whoa, they're like, hey.
They're all saying, hey, my man is not fooling around. Look, he's one of the most competitive people that you'll ever meet. You would argue that in a normal world, he's competitive to a fault, but there's no such thing in big-time college athletics. So good. I'd like you to be that kind of competitive. The kind of competitive that makes me wonder if you're all there. I like that. I don't need balance from my coaches. I need them to be maniacally driven to win.
Society.
I want it to be twisted. I want people to talk about them and say, great coach. Good thing, because he's a mess of a human being. All he does is think about winning. All he does is think about how he can beat you, how he can win the services of this player, how he can kick your ass on game day. And then, you know what? After the season, he starts thinking about the ways he's going to do it again next year. It's crazy. That's what they said about Nick Saban. That's what they've said about a lot of people that have whooped a lot of ass in athletics. And I need my coach to be that way. Or at least have that same driving desire to be that kind of good. And Luke has that. So it won't be for a lack of trying. And that's why I'm not surprised at all that he has really worked hard on trying to raise some money, because he knows, look, I got $1.2 million. Who the hell am I bringing in for $1.2 million?
Mitch.
Good shot, Mitch. That'll be thrown into the rafters when we play a real game, but good looking out, Mitch.
Thank you, Coach.
Mitch, you get your NIL payment? All $50?
Yes, Coach.
Cash money, buddy. Told you.
The best.
So that's man, that's good. I'm happy to hear that. Oh, but alas, Tom, if you would cue it up, I'll give you the answers.
It's update time for that ass.
Got a decent game going on at halftime between Wisconsin and Montana.
Is it 22-24?
No, it's 40-32 at halftime.
Wisconsin, what are you doing?
East Region, first round game. 3-14, 40-32. Wisconsin leading Montana. Oh, Ben, they fought back. It's going to be too little, too late. The 8-9 game is going the way of the 9-seed Creighton, who I have in my pick 2 pool. Good job, Creighton.
One of your 2 9 seeds?
It's one of my 2 9s. was Creighton. 83-71. We got a $1.10 to play.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bridge too far. Sorry, Ben. Before you make your way to the exit, grab you a tall, cold one. It's over. High Point in Purdue.
High Point.
What do we got going on here? Come on, High Point. Dig deep. 9:19 to play. Over on True TV, we got a 6-point game.
Whoa.
59-53, Purdue leading High Point. Come on, High Point.
As high as Johnny Thunders.
Let's go. SIUE scored a robust 9 points through half of the first half against Houston. It ain't pretty. That's a 116 matchup going the way that 116 matchups ought to. That score is 28-9 with 9 minutes to play in the first half there. Houston leading SIUE, and I have Houston as one of my ones.
Oh, very good.
There you go. So that's good. Why haven't they started? Am I looking at this wrong? Are we a day away or something like that? Why hasn't this McNeese Clemson game started? It said it was supposed to start
for that ass.
Oh, because it's 2:22, Jeff. It's not starting until 3:15. It says it right there on the screen, you dumbass.
You must have played that game. I think that's the fourth time you've mentioned McNeese Clemson.
Well, I got Clemson. I kind of like that Clemson team.
You got Clemson. You got Clemson for a significant.
I like Clemson in that matchup, Tommy.
Yes, a significant pizza size.
It's a pretty good team. That's not going to be part of the 5-12 upset train, sir. It is not.
Yeah, right.
No, we're not doing that.
So you played that for the amount of 3 T. Lizzie Sweet Heats? You see somebody tweeted at me?
The Sweet Heats?
They tried it. And they said, all right.
All righty then.
And I said, ball. Welcome.
Well done. No, I don't have anything against McNeese. 27-6 on the year, weren't they? 19-1 in conference.
No, just a wager. That's the only thing you have against them.
Clemson game's coming up at 3, Tom. It's coming up at 3.
Tip your hand on that one.
It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
AC and electric is what we do. Service, repairs, and installation too. 222-7722.
Is your home ready for anything? At Parker Services AC and Electrical, we do more than just keep you cool. We keep your whole home running smoothly. From AC maintenance and duct cleanings to whole home generator installations, we've got everything you need for comfort and reliability. Join our Peak Performance membership to keep your HVAC system in top shape and catch issues before they turn into costly repairs. And with a reliable generator, you'll never be left in the dark again. Call Parker Services today, where comfort is just a call away. Water license number CMC 050334 and EC 1301240.
Gather around Tallahassee. It's time to fire up the grill and make some unforgettable family memories, courtesy of Hearth and Patio. Whether it's juicy steaks, succulent burgers, or those special family recipe ribs, they've got the grills that will make your backyard the hottest spot in town. From gas to charcoal, they have the perfect grill for every meat lover's dream. Call Hearth and Patio today, where the quality of your cookout is their passion. Give them a call today, 850-727-4282. That's 850-727-4282, or online at hearthpatiotallahassee.com.
The best happy hour in the city is at Café de Martín and El Bar. All day, every day, you can find great deals at Café de Martín while enjoying the best outdoor seating Tallahassee has to offer. Sip away on 2-for-1 house wines, chilcanos, and margaritas all day long, Monday through Thursday. Plus 2-for-1 pisco sours and margaritas on Fridays and Saturdays, and 2-for-1 mimosas for Sunday brunch. Come join us at Café de Martín, where every hour is happy hour in the Esposito Shopping Center on Capitol Circle Northeast.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hardworking, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Science-backed, technology-tracked, and coach-led. Hey, Jeff Cameron here. You've heard me rave about the benefits of Orange Theory Fitness and the proven track record of science-backed interval training. Well, now Orange Theory Fitness has done it again, adding more ways for you to improve your health and look your best. In addition to the always great standard workouts, OTF has added Tread 50 and Strength 50 for those in the mood to just lift for an afternoon or attack those cardio goals for the day. Take the guesswork out of exercise. Make sure you're getting the most out of each and every workout. Orange Theory Fitness, location Midtown Tallahassee and Village Square Boulevard.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
You know, it'll be interesting to see, Tom. Was told by a couple people that Brock got like 60% of the snaps yesterday.
Okay, this is interesting. I'm glad you said this.
I find all of that fascinating.
Yes. All right. There's something to go on here.
Well, yes, I know.
Because Gus called him a winner. It's one of the few things he said on Monday outside of old school guy. And that is how he describes whatever he wants in a quarterback as a winner. He's but he used that for Brock. And then Mike talked about in his presser yesterday the competition between Thomas and Brock and that they're pushing each other. And it sounded more than a token, oh, I better mention the second guy because he's been here longer tone. I'll leave it to Coach Cameron to translate it later. But it sounds like we might have something here. A little bit of a competition.
It's good to hear. I like that. Yeah, I wasn't all that interested in.
Now, is that gross speculation? Yeah, it could be. I haven't seen it.
No, I think it's accurate.
But you're hearing people, the coaches now, there's a different tone around Brock that might make this interesting.
Well, yesterday, and it's the first day, he got somewhere in the neighborhood of like 60% of the snaps as the starting quarterback. And that is interesting just in and of itself.
Huh.
And then I would also tell you that to echo Cryer's comments, one source told me that the defense is playing much more aggressive and fast and up tempo, and they're going from thing to thing to thing now. He's trying to instill some toughness, mental and otherwise, in them.
I think
they're moving quick.
He brought up Tamir Hickman Collins yesterday. If I have that wrong, I'm sorry, Tamir. But just talking about changes and people evolving that Juice has noticed, because obviously we're asking them to be our eyes now, the players. And he said he knew the answers, but he wasn't very confident in vocalizing it on the field, calling things out, communicating,
right.
Because that's another level of confidence. And he said that he called it out and he was wrong, but that's okay because we wanted him to speak up. And so we were able to correct it and communicate through it. But yes, it sounds like defensively there's a hell of a lot more going on in the way of communication, misdirection, all those kinds of things. You can't be good at misdirection without intrinsically and instinctively knowing everything there is to know about your scheme. So this bodes well.
Yeah, and I tell you one other thing. I had my source. I really wanted to ask this, and so I had him pay attention to this. Tell me that he thinks Herb Hand is pretty understanding of the situation and is driving them in a way that is he's trying to get them tougher. He's trying to make them tougher.
He's trying to build them.
He's trying to break them down, build them back up. He's trying to make them tougher. He knows, I'm sure all he had to do was look at film, just how soft as tissue paper that group was a year ago. And they're not all the same, but there are a lot of guys that are returning. And so, I think he's trying to instill some toughness there. Which good. I mean, look, I get it. I know exactly how this is going to go. No matter what we hear about camp, no matter what our sources tell us, and yes, we've heard the rumor too that Lane McCoy pulled a hamstring and will be out for the remainder of the spring. We don't know if that's true or not. But if that's, listen, it's spring. I'm not going to worry about it. His hamstring will be fine for the season. This would be much more troubling if that's what it was in the fall, because we watched Hakeem go down with that hamstring injury, and I knew, well, wasted year. We're done here. And this is going to suck. And I wanted to tell everybody so bad before the Georgia Tech game, hey, you're never going to see Hakeem. When you do, it'll be midway through the season, and he's going to be a shell of what he was. And he was having a really good camp.
You could tell him that now.
I will.
Yeah,
no, it's great. This is going to be great. But that's where we're at.
Very quickly, if you had to guess what type of sunglasses Herb Hand wears, what would you guess them to be or look like? Style.
Oh, goodness. I truly had never thought of this ever. I don't know. M-frames?
You nailed it, brother.
Look
on the screen at this photo.
I knew those M-frames would be happening.
That is impressive.
Do you remember all those years ago when I ordered M-frames from that illegal place in China?
Oh, yeah. ioffer.com.
Yeah. And I went.
That's probably riddled with viruses.
Oh, but I did. I ordered the.
From the company.
From the company, yeah.
Computers.
Yeah. So it was great. And they sent them to me. And I got them. I got them a month and a half later, but I got
the Ray-Bans too.
Yes.
They were great.
And I had them. And I think anybody that wears M-frames looks like an a-hole. And so I intentionally got M-frames. And I wanted to do it to bother my wife. And so, I mean, I do these kinds of things all the time. But I got them and I wore them. And when we get in the car, I'd make it a point to make sure she saw me putting on my M-frames, which are ridiculous. And I put them on. I was like, oh, these are great. And then I freaking ran over them.
Oh, man.
They slid off the back of I had them on top of my car. I was playing basketball in the driveway with Bryce, and I guess I forgot I put them there. And then when I backed up, they slid down. I went, damn it, man.
You can always get another pair. I like the M-frames for golf. Love them, especially because I would always play in the evenings. So you get the sun in the corner of your eye. That's where it's actually designed to help you.
A little wrap around.
Wrap around. David Duvall's. For the hey now. I think M-frames are universally okay for baseball coaches. I think that's fine.
No,
you don't look into place.
Here's the thing: you can do it. I was doing it as well. I'm just saying they are what they are.
I don't think you look like an a-hole if you're a baseball coach with M-frames.
I think you
look
do.
like a baseball coach should.
I think you look like an a-hole. I think anybody wearing M-frames does, but that's okay.
Call him Herb Hand?
I am not calling him an a-hole. I'm saying he looks like an a-hole, but that's okay. I too owned some M-frames, baby.
I proudly owned them.
Yeah,
I got them in Times Square for $10 out of a trash bag.
Yes, and I'm sure they said Oakley on them, and you're like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, just outside of the TRL studio.
It's like the stuff that says, Tiffany's or whatever, and it's from some guy named Ned on the corner. You're like, really?
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I had a pair. I had a Gucci watch from there too. It had good weight to it, so it felt real, nice and heavy.
Toby, I like David Duvall as well. And you can wear your M-frames with great pride, buddy. Go ahead. But they've always been ridiculous. They were ridiculous in the 90s.
Oh, man. Toby's a defender.
He loves M-frames. He's clearly, he thinks I'm coming for his soul here. There are lots of things that are functional, that are comfortable, they work well, but, make you look silly.
I need to get the M-frames for the golf tournament because we usually deal with the sunrise. So if we tee off on number one, as is our custom, in the shotgun start, we get the actual start.
Yeah, we get the actual start. Yeah.
You know that sunrise on number one can be tough. I'm gonna get the M-frames ready for it.
I'm going to stick my cut fade out there in the middle.
You hit a perfect tee ball on one. Actually, last year, you were our most consistent ball striker.
I did hit the hell out of the ball last year. It was feeling good.
Need to improve on that. We need to have a competition so that we score lower.
Yes.
You carried the day.
I had a good day that day. Best I've ever played in my own tournament. I was striping it. Felt comfortable over the ball. It's weird how that happens every once in a great while.
Well,
You're
look,
like,
Millar's
all right.
done a lot of work since then. He's gotten thousands of dollars of club fitting, so I expect him to be.
Yeah.
I expect him to be.
Well, he has no choice now. When you spend $10,000 on clubs, you better be a scratch. Get it together, buddy.
We're going low.
Yeah. You've got M frames. He's got $10,000 clubs.
Between my M frames and his $10,000 clubs.
And my confidence carrying over from last year's performance.
And our boy Nicky's forearms.
Let's go.
He's got the old man strength.
He does. If a tree falls on your roof during a storm and you have structural damage, my man T-Spark Enterprises there for you, available to help. You can come and inspect the roof, obviously, but the best part is with T-Spark, it's one phone call because he can not only fix the roof, but they are also licensed general contractors. They can also take care of any structural damage to your abode or business as well, and that is a good thing. T-Spark Enterprises, license number CGC 1525336, CCC 1331204.
Your local news now.
A Panama City woman charged with human... While celebrating public art. The crosswalks are located along Calhoun Street at the intersections of College Avenue and Jefferson Street. This is Rachel Lene with Real Talk 93.3 Local News Update, brought to you by McLemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at McLemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Bright sunshine expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 71. West winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight, lows dip down to about 41. Clear skies tomorrow, highs level off around 68. Seasonal temperatures Saturday and Sunday with highs in the mid-70s. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 67.
Games for Less, Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used games, as well as new and used consoles like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari 2600, PS4, and PS5. You name it. Locally owned and operated since 1994, trade-ins are not only welcome, but Games for Less pays more for your trade-ins than the big chain stores. That's not all. Games for Less now buys and sells new and used vinyl records to boot. George loves the Beatles, by the way. Reserve all the new releases today at Games for Less, conveniently located in the Walmart Supercenter Plaza on Appalachian Parkway. There is no Bigfoot, Eddie. Would you stop with that nonsense?
There's a Bigfoot, Jeff.
I wish there were. By the way, I don't want you to point to me as the guy that takes all the fun out of the room. I wish there was the Loch Ness Monster. I wish there was the Bigfoot. I wish there was the Chupacabra. All the things.
They're all mythical except for the Bigfoot. The Sasquatch.
The Bigfoot?
The Bigfoot. There's big feet. There's lots of them.
So like different, breeds, like different kinds.
There's like, families. There's different families. And,
so if they're in the snow, you call them a Sasquatch.
Or the Yeti, right?
Yep,
and then here in Florida, that's a skunk ape. And,
never heard that one. By the way, why do you think it's real? We would have found them by now.
They're the hide and seek champions of the world. Nobody finds the Bigfoot.
I think you believe in Bigfoot.
I do believe in Bigfoot.
You don't believe in
I believe in Bigfoot.
Don't tell anybody you believe in Bigfoot.
I would go look for Bigfoot, but he scares me.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
I forgot. Miami went 27-30 last year in baseball. 27-30.
Yeesh.
Sorry asses. 11-19 in the conference. That'll hurt your feelings.
Any better this year?
I think so, yes.
Because I know that Lee Sterling off the air before, I think it was the Super Bowl segment he did.
Yeah, he was saying that he thought they were going to suck.
He wasn't too thrilled about what he saw because he went out there to watch them practice.
Yeah, kind of made me laugh.
He loves spring games.
He loves
and
practice.
practices.
He just loves practice.
He loves practice.
JD Arteaga is the coach there, and he's in his second season. And he better do some good things this year because the 27-30, whoo, boy. And of course, Florida State swept them last year as well.
They're currently 72nd in the pseudo RPI.
Ouch. So yeah, they don't hit well. So we'll see. Overall, as a team, I should say that. There's some nice players there. I could talk about that matchup in a little bit. That game is tonight, by the way. Just a reminder. 7:00 tonight, Joey Volini getting the start.
ACC Network, not streaming, straight up the channel.
ACC Network, how about them apples?
Oh, my stars, the brand initiatives are kicking in.
Well, and that's nice because on Friday, if they bother to show the game, I don't know that they will since they're showing tonight's game, but if they did, they'd get to see Jamie Arnold on Friday. He of the 0.87 ERA Arnold family. Whose mom and dad I ran into at a restaurant locally here recently. Very pleasant people to talk with.
Well, they will be pleasantly watching in the stands, I'm sure, but that's an 8 p.m. first pitch tomorrow. 8 p.m.
By the way, the opposing pitcher in that game for Miami, his name is Griffin.
Oh, okay.
Cheats at golf.
Yeah, and will be on ACC Network tomorrow. So it's on the
Back to
streaming
back.
service Saturday. Otherwise, you're good.
Let the initiative work. Yeah, that is Saturday also, not the ACC Network as in Classic, but ACC Network X as it's listed. And that's Wes Mendez, who's been freaking awesome. In fact, Wes Mendez has the lowest ERA of the three. Through 27 1/3 innings pitched, he's got the old 0.66. He's been fantastic.
How do you feel about if they did that series Thursday through Saturday here, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 7 p.m.? I kind of like that.
Oh, rivalry matchups like that, sure. I'm for it. Yeah, that should be a showcase.
Not a 6 p.m. Friday.
Yeah, no, that's a showcase.
Time to be in the parking lots and get rowdy.
Yeah, let's get it on like the olden days, buddy.
I agree.
Yeah. Nah, but not when you're playing BC.
Right. Of course.
BC, you can start that at noon. Let's get it started. 3 nooners. Let's go.
Friday, 8 p.m. first pitch at Hauser. Oh, my. That would be one kind of atmosphere.
That'd be fun as hell.
One kind.
Now imagine we get a real stadium and some,
I think we both are campaigning for a lot of things. And
why not?
Yeah.
Change is in the air. Can't be out here going 2-10 if you expect to get a new stadium, though. New anything for anybody else is on hold until we get out from under 2-10.
However, changing the garnet is actually a nice cheap stopgap if you need it. If we're bad, like, hey, well, at least they got the garnet right. Thank God Tom got in there and did what he said he was going to do.
Well, have you? We don't know.
No, it's not been done yet.
Yeah, it's not been done.
They changed it slightly. It's still not there. It's not there.
Do you think that when we go into the new stadium, well, it's the same stadium. It's just it's newer because of all the other things that they've added and taken away and the like. Do you think the scoreboard's going to look good?
The scoreboard.
Oh, the scoreboard's
like
been
it might need
asked.
another paint job.
Well, the scoreboard's been asked for years. Everything about it kind of sucks. The scores are always wrong. They don't have enough information that's pertinent to the game. It's terrible.
I'm not in charge. That's Corey's fight, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but they ought to get it right. Let's go. Yeah. I mean, you can't put all this money into a stadium and not have a kick-ass Jumbotron A.
Well, the size is right. Yeah.
It could be bigger. It's not big enough. I'd get a bigger Jumbotron.
You use it 6 times a year.
Well, I mean, it's a big-time football we're trying to run.
We got to
here.
host movie nights.
Yeah, let's go. So a big-time Jumbotron and then also a functional ass-kicking scoreboard that has scores in real time, not games that started and ended 3 hours before ours began. And when the first time they show the score, first quarter tied at 0. No, it's not. It's over. The final was 38-7.
How about during commercial breaks, you just put it on, play-by-play? Watch the game while we're in commercial break.
I don't know why, but it always feels like they mess up the Duke score. specifically the Duke score. I've been mad many times looking up at the Duke score because the Duke game finished. It was 34-7 Clemson. And I'll walk in, and we're watching the game, and we're in the third quarter. Now, this game ended, meaning the Clemson-Duke game, ended prior to kickoff of our game. And the first time they show the score, nothing, first quarter, 14 minutes to play. Well, why bother? What are you doing? You're just trying to piss me off. And every time I go, that game's over. Don't believe that. It's over. If you got money on Duke, you're screwed. It's 34-7. Clemson ended hours ago. It's not in the first quarter at all. I can't help myself. It infuriates me.
Maybe we should just simplify and go back to the dot matrix board. I mean, really.
Just have somebody manually change it.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, actually. It'd be a throwback in the era of modern.
Even the dot matrix would be. Some of those graphics were really funny.
They were hilarious, yeah.
And you say, ooh, the dot matrix is fancy today because they're doing the 360 Seminole head. Like it's like spinning around in 2 dimensions.
Yeah, I just hope. I really am holding my breath on all this. If you can't tell, I'm a little cynical about the program right now.
Wi-Fi is an underdog, David. He just asked in the chat.
Oh.
Will Wi-Fi work at New Doak? I'm telling you, we were just there. Uploading the Gus video took 25 minutes.
Well, Wi-Fi can't be done yet. You're finishing up all the other stuff. You can't get the Wi-Fi done yet.
It's an underdog.
Tom, I'm telling you, what you cannot spend what they're spending on this stadium makeover and not get the Wi-Fi right. That would be it's 2025.
Florida got the Wi-Fi right in 2011.
That's right. So I'll reiterate, it's 2025.
Yeah.
You got to get the Wi-Fi right.
I'm not going to overestimate our capabilities to get Wi-Fi right. I'm not going to. It's been a generation. Actually, I think the Wi-Fi was better when I was a student. I really do. Because I was in that building for many a class. You name it. Advertising, rhetoric, sports media society, all of it. Wi-Fi was pretty good. Or it might just be the same.
Yeah, we didn't, I was back in the word processor days, Tom, so.
I mean, it was 20 years ago.
We weren't Wi-Fi.
I got my Dell Inspiron 5200, and the Wi-Fi was flying.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to think about and believe in, but it doesn't mean it won't happen. I mean, they could get it right. I mean, they have sunk tons of money into this. You would think, hey, final thing, guys, while we're adding all these fancy stops in the stadium and all that good
fancy
stuff,
Wi-Fi.
Can we get the Wi-Fi right, guys? I will tell you, I think Wi-Fi, generally speaking, now, I don't know how it is in your condo, Tom, but I will tell you in my home, I consistently have to check the speeds of the Wi-Fi. I'm always a little frustrated by that.
No, I'm okay. I've got a point put in my unit because I'm in a VIP area, so that I do have a dedicated spot.
Well, I just don't know why it's so hard to sustain quality Wi-Fi, generally speaking. Seems like it is.
Everywhere you go.
It's a common complaint.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere I go. And I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm opening the computer and going, what are we doing here? What's happening?
It's pretty good in here.
Oh, it's great in here, yeah. But I think this is plugged in.
Some good Wi-Fi.
I don't think this is Wi-Fi. This is just direct.
I mean,
yeah.
your phone's not plugged into something. It's pulling off a signal.
It's probably one of the towers out there on Monroe or something. I don't know. It's update time for that ass. Ooh, I almost got it.
It's update time for that ass.
A little scratchy today because of the pollen, but maybe.
Yeah.
That was pretty close.
It's getting you too?
Yeah, it's pretty close right there.
It's a little raspy season.
But alas, kids, I am not going to get lucky. It appears that my dream has died early. High Point, with a mere 34 seconds to do something about it, trails 73-63 to Purdue. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Time of death, 2:50 p.m., 32 seconds. High Point is done. Good season, High Point, 29-5. It'll end 29-6. By the way, High Point's top scorer didn't show up today.
They had it.
Thanks for the 8 points. Bodo. You bum.
Bodo?
Yeah, that's his name. Wisconsin comfortably ahead over Montana. That's a 3-14 matchup over on TNT in the East region. 59-47 with 13 minutes to play there.
It's update time for that ass.
Blackwell leads the way for the Badgers with 13.
That was a school.
No,
I've never heard of Blackwell.
where's Blackwell? Houston is telling SIUE to get it. Here's a little 52-24 for that ass. Yep, it's halftime. And SIUE wishes it was over. That's 52-24. Ooh.
Nice.
It's a toughie.
That's going to be the final score when we beat Alabama.
52-24?
Mm-hmm. It's Pantless week in Tallahassee.
Buddy, we'll be rooting. We'll be wearing Gus Malzahn shirts if we drop 52 points on Alabama in game 1, no matter what we think of
I
Gus.
will change my Twitter profile to an old school guy. That's just my description. I'm an old school guy.
I will say that you should do that anyhow because it's funny. But I'll
get too many follows that I don't want. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. But if he scores 52 points, it doesn't matter what we think of Gus's personality.
100%.
I mean,
I'm leaving the door open for that.
Yeah, well, sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're rooting for it. Yeah. And with a revitalized Brock Glenn leading the way, Tom, I mean, my goodness gracious, we might be able to throw the ball.
Brock's a winner now. We're going to run the ball. We're going to throw it over the top.
So, serious question about this. If it's true, we don't know. We didn't see practice. Sounds like Brock Glenn got most of the snaps yesterday. So, if that's true, think it's real? You think it's a real competition, or is this a motivator? Is this all right, Brock, we need you around. Don't leave. Don't transfer. We're going to give you lots of reps because at the end of spring, he could say, I'm out.
It's interesting to me because it's a new offense. And so if it was that Tommy's coming into town
and he hadn't learned the old offense,
then you want Brock to lead the way. But because you're starting from scratch, now that I hear this gross speculation and or excellent intel from practice.
Spot on from practice
Right.
what happened yesterday. About 60% of the snaps.
The way that I can go back and play the audio, but the way that Gus reacted to the Castellanos question was down the middle. The way he reacted to the Brock question was not down the middle.
Perky.
Is perky. Yeah. Yeah. Very good adjective. Perky.
Perky. I don't know. I'm just asking if it's real. I don't know. He may be doing this to motivate the hell out of Brock and also, like I said, try to keep him from transferring.
Yes. And also, you really need to have him ready if you're going to run the hell out of Tommy. If you're going to run Tommy to death, then you got to have the next guy ready to go.
Well, that's going to be the case for as long as Gus is here. I mean, that's all of our quarterbacks be ready to go because you're going to run the hell out of the guy that is playing quarterback if he's got athleticism at all.
And he was a 1,000-yard rusher, so you'd be a fool not to.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm just kind of curious.
My antenna is up. Find that interesting.
We can speculate on Monday again.
Well, maybe those reps continue to be. Maybe that's what we hear.
How long would it have to go for us to be like, well, hell?
Into pads. Into full pads, which is 3 practices away.
Yeah, I mean, that would be something, huh?
I don't think they'd let us in the scrimmage. I think they would rescind the invitation to the scrimmage.
At this point, it's fine. Who cares? Yeah.
No, not about divulging intel.
Yeah,
I'm saying if Brock actually took the lead of them, we don't want them to know that. We're going to keep that on the down low.
It is curious. Everybody's going to begin to wonder quickly because I'm not the only one who got that information. I'm just saying that. You heard it. When I said it, I hadn't told you I was going to say that. And you said, oh, well, I kind of heard something similar.
That's just using verbiage and applying it to hypothetical. Yeah, the baseball. Yeah, doesn't sound crazy. They didn't sound like they're like, I don't know why Brock's here.
That would be strange.
Honestly,
yeah.
He's not an old school guy.
Pitch a Penny Pools and Spas have everything you need for pool maintenance, chemicals, cleaners, pumps, vacuums, nets, covers, you name it, they've got it. We all know they already have the largest selection of premium hot springs hot tubs in the entire city, which you can easily finance, making these amazing hot tubs amazingly affordable for just about anybody. You've got an older hot tub and you're saying, this clunker's got to go. Well, you don't have to put off upgrading because Pinch a Penny will send somebody out, scoop that clunker up, take it away for you, and give you some money for it too. Not only will Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas remove and haul away your old hot tub, but they'll give you a trade-in value for credit towards this new one. They make it easy on you guys. Pinch a Penny Pools and Spas, if you're ready to relax, they're ready to show you how. And don't forget, the price to sell, 5-seater pleaser.
The Pentagon.
Hot Spring Pace Model 5-seater. Reduced to $8,500, comes with a cover, steps, and a first round of chemicals for you. Final hour forthcoming. Stay with the Power Hour, as Tom calls it. Coming up next, bonus hours, I say. Jeff Cameron Show continues in a moment.
It's roofing and construction services. T-Smart, T-SmartConstruction.com. We conquer all creeks. We fix those darn leaks. Call 850-766-134. T-Smart Enterprises, roofing and construction services. T-Smart, T-SmartConstruction.com.
CCC 1331204.
Hey everybody, this is Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage. Been in the industry now for 22 years. I just made the move over to the nation's largest retail lender, Cross Country Mortgage, here to serve you in 7 states, including Florida, Georgia, Alabama, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and the state of Texas. Here to offer better service, better rates, and if you were thinking about buying or if you've been on the fence and been waiting to call me, now is the time. You can still find me at loansforknowles.com. That is, again, loansforknowles.com. I've helped thousands of fellow Knowles get into their dream home, and I can't wait to help you get into yours. Give me a call today. I'm at 954-369-6171, or go to loansforknowles.com. Again, that's 954-369-6171, and that's loansforknowles.com.
Equal housing, NMLS 373031.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text /321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SOLAS to 321-321. That's /321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
From the championship stage to coaching change and everything in between, Warchant.com remains your home for the best FSU football coverage in the business. Brutally honest columns and features, market-leading multimedia presence across video and podcast, the largest FSU fan community with a staff that combines for over 100 years of experience covering the Noles. When change comes, Warchant.com is your home for analysis from every angle. Warchant.com, your ultimate Seminole sports source. Sign up today.
WVFT Gretna, Tallahassee. This is Real Talk 93.3. More of the Jeff Cameron Show is coming up next. Your sports action update on Real Talk 93.3 with all the latest odds from Vegas.
Florida Gators are plus 380 to win the national championship, plus 190 to make the final, minus 125 to reach the Final Four. They will open up play at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh on Friday, laying 28.5 points against Norfolk State. Gators are the number 1 seed of the West region of the NCAA tournament. First 4 in Dayton today. Xavier 2.5-point favorites over Texas. The winner gets Illinois in Milwaukee on Friday. At American, a 2.5-point favorite over Mount St. Mary's. The winner moves on to meet Duke in Raleigh on Friday in a first-round matchup in the East region of the NCAA tournament. $250 bonus and you open up a GBank Visa signature card. Visa.com/GBank. Mike Sennett, Real Talk 93.3.
Transforming your land with a John Deere compact tractor is as easy as connect, latch, load, haul, spread. Cutting grass is as simple as roll, click, mow. Box blading is as effortless as hook, lock, grade. And backhoeing is as convenient as turn around, switch, dig. Because when you've got the versatility to tackle just about any job and dealer support in your own backyard, you just have to get in the seat. Find the right compact tractor for you at johndeere.com.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Injured? Call attorneys who care. Basic Brooks. Offices, Tallahassee.
Tired of spending money on bug spray and inhaling all those fumes every time you want to go outside? Treat your yard so you can stop spraying your kids.
Paul's Termite and Pest Control has a solution to this persistent problem. Paul's has a program which seeks the grounds, flower bed, and shrubs. Paul's controls pesky mosquitoes year-round, which means you can take back control of your yard. Not only are mosquitoes a physical irritation, they also pose a potential health risk to people and pets. With Paul's targeted techniques, you can rest assured that your yard will be protected and your afternoons will stay fun.
Take back your yard. Don't let mosquitoes interrupt the fun. For more information, go to callpauls.com. For the elimination of termites or any other pests.
And a greener lawn, too.
Call Pauls. We'll get them all.
Pauls can help eliminate fire ants from your lawn, too. We'll help you take your yard back.
Leaky faucet, busted pipes, clogged toilet? M&L Plumbing is here for you. For all commercial, construction, and residential plumbing issues, call M&L Plumbing at 575-9393 or visit online at mnlplumbing.com.
Games for Less, Tallahassee's largest selection of new and used games, as well as new and used consoles like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Atari 2600, PS4, and PS5. You name it. Locally owned and operated since 1994, trade-ins are not only welcome, but Games for Less pays more for your trade-ins than the big chain stores. That's not all. Games for Less now buys and sells new and used vinyl records to boot. George loves the Beatles, by the way. Reserve all the new releases today at Games for Less, conveniently located in the Walmart Supercenter Plaza on Appalachian Parkway.
This is Brian Kilmeade, and I'm excited to be on the air in the capital city. Be sure to tune into my show. I'll be giving you all the latest news, information, and the truth you demand. The Brian Kilmeade Show is live from 9 till noon, right here on Real Talk 93.3.
Live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Final hour of the Jeff Cameron Show. Bonus hour. Power hour. Good to be with you. Thanks for being here. As always, appreciate you. I'm Jeff. That is Tom. Somebody mentioned that I was getting on board the ETSU train. No, buddy. That happened many moons ago. I take you to the summer of 1989. Man.
And but what I did do, what is apt to point out here, is the freshening of the wardrobe for my boys at FSU. And the timing couldn't have been better, as I did refresh, because obviously they knocked off Tennessee the other day and became the first team to do so this year. Beautiful, beautiful thing to see play out. Nice. Loved it. Loved it.
Catching a whisper or two that, quarterback thing during the break.
Some more of that.
Just that Brock is progressing very nicely.
Well, that's a wrap. Brock wins the job in spring, everybody. How about that?
Day one.
That is crazy. Paid for a kid to come in here and do nothing. Anyhow, no, we'll continue to monitor that situation as we begin hour number 3. I will give you it's update time for that ass right out the gates. It's update time for that ass. Wisconsin 70, Montana 54. That's in the second half with 8:24 to play. Houston still is stomping SIUE. They're just starting the second half. They're up 52-24. We got an Auburn score in the first few minutes of the third hour here, 12-5 over Alabama State. That is in the first half, 15:49 to play. That big Clemson matchup everybody's waiting for, Tom, is starting at 3:29 p.m. on True TV. Clemson and McNeese at 3:29.
Does that push back a few minutes?
It was.
Okay.
Pushed back a little bit, which is nice for me. Speaking of nice for me, we get a little baseball series that I love, and that is Florida State-Miami, a series that Florida State swept last year. Let's get on with the sweeping. Wouldn't that be nice? We'll see, actually, a stern test. Miami is, a team that did not have a good season a year ago, but are a rival and will be up for it. And if you look at what that team staff ERA is at Miami, Tom, pretty close to 5. So 4.99. And they've struck out 233 batters, walked 82, which is nice. That's over 189 innings. They have made 20 errors. They're fielding 974. So they're just trying to get a feel for what we're going up against this weekend. And it starts tonight. Joey Bellini.
We're closer to 980.
Mm-hmm. Well, our up-the-middle defense is very good. Very good. I mean, look what we got going on at short and second right now. This is about as good as it's been in a long time. I feel like if the ball's put in play, we're going to be all right. This is why you can't walk people, Tom.
Oh, that's exactly right. Unless you're just trying to give more opportunities for double plays, which we don't need. You can make that play across the diamond. We've seen that now. This reminds me that up the middle defense, the expectation I have for a ground ball into the hole at short or a tough play at second.
Yeah.
It's almost akin to the level of the lineup last year where you're going, well, that's just on a different level. You're not going to see that every year. You might as well embrace it in the moment that you have it.
Well, they got it. They've got good up the middle defense. Well, at least behind the pitcher, they do.
Right.
Not who he's throwing to.
And they can hawk it down on the outfield as well.
Yeah. No, they're good defensively. And if you're looking at the starting rotation, they're good there too. Nothing like a little Joey Bellini today at a 0.92 ERA through 29 and a third innings pitch. The guy he's going against, his name is Nick Robert. We think Nick Roberts' ERA is, it's over 6. It's over 6. Let's pace that ass. Friday, Jamie Arnold, ERA 0.87, 20 and 2/3. Griffin Hughes on the mound for Miami, and that a little bit better ERA, 3.95. I know ERA isn't the be-all, end-all.
Hughes? Not Hughes?
Hughes.
Interesting.
And it's 3.95, over 27 and a third. And we've got Mendez, who I love. Wes is really good. 0.66 on the year is Wes Mendez through 27 and a third. Woo!
That'll do.
Brian Walters goes for Miami in the Saturday game. He has an ERA of 5.62. Pitching matchup in favor of the Noles early on here, but that'll be true pretty much every weekend. And even though this is a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it's a weekend series against rival. Good way to bolster the ACC record and take care of a rival. Hopefully they do it for the second consecutive year. We shall see. I said a stern test. I think Miami, obviously this will be raucous. You'll get the start times. They'll sell out. That's obviously with Florida State in town. That's how Miami sells out, is when we're there. And that also being said, by the way, this will be the series they probably, you would think, have the most amount of focus and intention in. And we are coming off a terrible loss on Tuesday. That was just ugly. See if we play a lot better. I sure hope so. I thought we kind of mailed that one in.
Yeah, it's funny.
Felt a little mailed in.
So FSU baseball put Twitter photos out yesterday of the kids down there on Alex Rodriguez Field. And they're laughing and kidding and having a good time. And I was a little mad. I was, hey, you get it together.
You were a little mad.
You're down. Yeah, I know that's irrational. I get it. It's totally irrational. But it shows them having a good time, warming up, going through practice, getting ready, because it is baseball. It's the ultimate anything can happen on any day game. And the great news is, as Mike Martin used to say a whole bunch, we go back up tomorrow. We get to play again tomorrow. That's the beauty of baseball. But I'm saying, hey, you're going to be smiling. You just got your hands handed to you. You're about to play Miami. Business trip. Let's do this. I'm sure they'll be just serious enough when first pitch happens tonight, just after 7 o'clock.
The series back in the day, which we all know used to be 6 games, man, I was thinking about this morning knowing we were playing them tonight. I used to be giddy all day for this series. And there's a time in your life, especially, maybe your early 20s, late teens, whenever you fall in love with your school and you desperately want to see them succeed at everything. And it's life or death to you. Like, wins leave you exuberant for days on end. Like, you can bathe in them for weeks at a time, and losses resonate and devastate for way too long for any rational person to admit to. But this series was that for me back in the day when we play them 6 times, or the first 3 of the 6. Come on now, we gotta get serious. Like, I was the a-hole in the stands telling people to cheer. Like, I'm the guy who's looking over at friends like, it's Florida State Miami tonight. Like, they can do anything about it. Get it together. Florida State Miami tonight. I don't know what kind of shenanigans you're all here yucking it up. We got Florida State Miami tonight. Why did I do that? But I did. It's the way I felt. You're over here yammering about nothing. We got Florida State Miami tonight. You're talking a bunch of gibberish. Get your game. We got tighten up. Tighten up. We're not making a mockery of this. It's game day against Miami.
Enough of that jibber jabber. Yeah. What's that kid's secondary stuff?
I was always thinking, like, you got to lock it in. Got to lock it in. Jeff, we don't have a plate appearance tonight. You and I. We're not picking up the baseball. We're not making plays out here. Lock it in. It's Florida State Miami. I'm tired of all this joking around. But I couldn't wait to get over to Hauser. We'd pregame with a tall boy. Roll on in, ready to go.
Just one,
because you can't get crazy for Florida State Miami. You got to be locked in, Tom. You got to be locked in.
I will tell you, you're giving me flashbacks to important games when I was a student. And I put important in quotation marks because we weren't very good, but they were rivalry games. So that it always matters. And if somebody was running late to get to the tailgate lots, your roommate, they were dragging their feet. Oh, I'm just getting started, man. Let's leave in a half an hour. No, we're not leaving in a half an hour. We discussed this. Today's an important day.
Yeah.
We're going to be at the lots, man. So I'm leaving without you. And then it caused friction in the home. You remember those fights with the roomies? We're not dragging our feet today.
Well,
this is not Wake Forest. This is Miami. This is Florida.
I learned early on that if you didn't take these matchups as seriously as I did and care as deeply as I did, that I wasn't going to get into an argument with you. That's your prerogative. But I didn't have to wait around for you either.
Well, no,
that's the end of it. I'm out. Peace.
Because beforehand, everybody will talk the game and say, well, we're going to leave together at this time. But then when you wake up on game day itself, you know who's real. Who's got that energy. And that's when, even if you left, it was considered faux pas because we agreed we were leaving together. Well, we agreed we were leaving together at 11, my man.
You're still in bed. What are we doing out here?
It's 10 after. I'm sorry. I'm gone. It's a big day. Only get one of these.
The tailgating began the night before for FSU Miami, though. That's the truth of it. I mean, that was...
Oh, my God. We played them that Monday night in 2009. It started on Friday.
Yeah, it's a long. That's tough. You couldn't wait for that game to end, and also it sucked.
Sunday was tough. Friday was awesome. Saturday was great. Sunday was. Everybody took a break from each other.
I don't know.
Everybody took.
Tired of seeing you, Bob. Yeah, that's true. Earlier today, Creighton defeats Louisville. Sorry if you had Louisville doing anything. They're out. Grand opening, grand closing. Good season at Louisville. Won as many postseason games as we did. Tournament's tough. Hurt your feelings.
Wasn't in the cards.
Oh, look at you. 89-75. Creighton, the 9 seed, moves on. Purdue took out my beloved High Point. 75-63. Damn it, man. Needed that 13-4 upset, Tommy. Didn't get it. Purdue moving on. Auburn is leading comfortably currently in the first half against Alabama State, 18-8. You got Houston 58-30 over SIU Edwardsville. Wisconsin all but wrapped it up 13 in the second half with 5 minutes to play over Montana, 74-61.
They're going to score 80. My God. They might have an offense now. I don't know. But I associate 62, 57s, and 55s with Wisconsin basketball.
We looking for an upset with this Yale-Texas A&M matchup at 7:25 tonight on TBS?
You tell me.
Yale upset Auburn a year ago. Could happen, Tommy.
Okay.
Drake and Missouri. Drake won 30 games this year. My buddy Eric Bunce, who I went to high school with at Lakewood, played at Drake. That's how I know it's in Iowa. He went to Drake. There you go.
Good last name.
Drake coach going to be the new Iowa coach, by the way. Drake's just steady losing coaches. In fact, you saw, and I mentioned this yesterday, but can we go back over this? Because it makes me kind of roll my eyes a little bit here. I don't think I could do this. I don't think I could do this. And that's what. Well, so Indiana's new coach, Darian DeVries, right? He takes the job at Indiana. He leaves West Virginia. He was at West Virginia for 1 season. All right. Now, you forget, he took the West Virginia job after he took Drake, aforementioned, to the NCAA tournament. So he goes with Drake to the NCAA tournament, takes the West Virginia job, and then takes the job with Indiana. 3 jobs in less than 1 calendar year. They found out, because he admitted it, that Indiana was talking to him throughout the course of this year at West Virginia.
Right. So they're pulling a Jimbo A&M.
So, right, they were talking to him, hey, we know you're over there at West Virginia, fellow Big 12 school, or back in the day, and all that good stuff. You know, it's a good job anyhow, is what I mean. We're liking what we're seeing. You got any interest in coming to Indiana, which is a blue blood, in college basketball. They are desperate to get back to that status anyhow. And he said, yeah, I'm interested. Wow, he's still coaching at West Virginia. Yeah, I'm very interested. Used to be that you'd go through agents for stuff like this. They were just talking to him direct. I guess that's, whatever. But he used it as leverage to get a higher salary, of course, because they found out that he was also at one time negotiating with Iowa during the season as well. Iowa reached out to him because they remembered him at Drake kicking ass. Iowa's firing their coach, so they thought, let's call that guy. He's at West Virginia. I hear Indiana wants him. They do, but maybe we can get him here at Iowa. Okay, so my man's on the horn with a bunch of schools, has been in 3 jobs in less than 1 year. Sweet Jesus.
All while trying to run a defensive meeting.
My man. But this is why you tell people when they get mad about kids leaving, hey, man, you got coaches out here signing contracts, multi-year contracts, and saying peace in less than a year to 2 places. Oh, man. That's why that's what makes it tough. Now, here's the thing. I think it's a little shady. Now, you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
There's no law against it or anything like that. You do what you got to do. I think it's a little shaky. It's not. I don't think it's something I would do. I don't know. I mean, everybody's got a price. Everything's for sale. I got it. Some things, it could happen. If you're in a job, you like your job, you sign a contract, and somebody offers you 6 times what you're making, you might leave that job. You might. So I try to be careful about never saying never and all that, but that seems, it's year one. My man, it's like that contract is good for nothing.
It's like he's a player.
That's what I mean. So when a player goes from UCF to Oklahoma to Oregon, 3 places in 3 years, people are like, this is ridiculous. My man just did it, and he had a multi-year contract. He had a 5-year contract.
Yeah, that's coaching.
A 5-year contract that he threw the double birds at.
Well, if you could pay the buyout.
Yeah.
At least in that would be the one thing.
They get the money back.
Or a penalty being paid on the projected future earnings. Like, wouldn't it be nice if Florida State was to lose a guy sooner than they thought that they got on signing day, and you knew that he was going to Oregon? Phil Knight, last legs, throw money everywhere.
Dan, we must have him.
Right. But we get $750,000 back for losing him. Like, okay, well, at least we can use that.
We'll go get another player that'll probably screw us.
Right. But at least we'll have the money to go get that other player.
There needs to be pretty damn stiff penalties here. I'm not saying you can't leave because you can't do that to somebody, but man, come on. That buyout better be massive.
I just wonder if these things are going to get challenged in a court of law to a degree where professional athletes are now going to get unlimited free agency because there's precedent set in the courts through college. And it's like, now it's just open season in all sports. Remember how college sports ruined all sports? Here's how they did it.
I'm hoping that we get listen, just like I would like for that not to be the case, I'd like for an individual to sign a contract and kind of honor that contract, at least for more than a year. I'd like that to be the case. Obviously, this guy didn't do that. But I also would like for kids to have to stick around. Yeah, I'd like for you to have to, you make a commitment, you got to stay for more than a year. But you're right. If you want to do it the other way, you could just say, hey, we're going to make it a single-year deal where you can shop yourself again and bet on yourself. Or it could be a 2-year deal or a 3-year deal or a 4-year deal.
It's just an honest talking point. In professional sports, if you've got a guy who's on a 1-year deal, you're talking about it all year long. That was a big money year for him. This is a huge deal.
Yeah, he bet on himself, whatever it might be.
He won. He lost. Will they retain him? Oh, well, it ends up that the franchise did a good job, or in this case, the athletic department did a good job because they weren't willing to go to 2 years with him. They were only willing to go to 1 year. And you know what? They would have cost themselves a lot of money. Let's just start having that conversation. I hope we get there. It's not going to be anytime soon.
If you are currently an advertiser on this show, so you advertise here on the Jeff Cameron Show, I don't know if you realize this, but just by being an advertiser on this show, you're eligible to receive a free ad board, man. That doesn't suck. It's from my friends at Tried and True Consulting. As a JCS advertiser, you get to reach out and shake the hands of Tried and True, who will come in and install a 55-inch 4K television for you, and they'll do it for 6 months, free. After that, you can talk to them about their great services. Which, by the way, again, look, if you process payments just like every other business does, and you're using, say, a Square, and you want to maybe go a different route. Well, reach out to 2 Knowles, 3 Knowles, Rusty, Joe, and Don. All 3 diehard Knowles. Great guys helping you save money. Who really cares who does your point of sale if they're not saving you money, right? That's what they do at Tried and True Consulting. I'm big fans, and they've done a good job, and they are canvassing tally right now. So reach out at 844-463-6653. Easy to remember this way, 844-I'm-4-Knoll. They're saving you money, making you money. Ad board, point of sale, whole thing. They got you covered. 844-463-6653.
Hey man, if you heard the sound, Talford Jewelry is the best in town. The rings, diamonds, earrings, bracelets, and more. And Talford Jewelry.
When was the last time you randomly did something nice for someone that means a lot to you? Now, I say this every day at the end of my show, for everybody to be a better person today than you were yesterday. Well, one way to do that is to drop into Pentalpha and get a gift for someone who deserves it. It'll brighten their day, their week, maybe even their year. You don't have to wait for a holiday or special occasion, so don't wait to go check out a true local gem, serving Tallahassee since 1988. Now sing along with me, and I'll see you at Pentalpha.
Florida man, what's wrong this time?
Well, it's my alligator Hank again. It's so dang cold. He's been digging all these holes in my backyard trying to find some heat to keep himself warm. He doesn't want to come out to eat, so I have to yank him by his tail. Now my back is killing me again.
Poor Hank. I'm really sorry about your back pain.
You have any idea how hard it is to pull an alligator out of his heat hole when it's colder than a polar bear's toenails outside? Not to mention the added weight of the gold chain I bought Hank last year for his birthday.
Well, it's time to get you back in to see the doctors at Fenn Chiropractic. You can book your appointment online, so there's no waiting in the cold.
You're right again. Look out, Dr. Finn. I'm coming in hot.
At Finn Chiropractic, they'll get to the root of your pain and deliver the solutions. Book your appointment online at finchiro.com, and you'll even get an online discount. Visit finchiro.com today and find your path to a pain-free tomorrow.
Hey everybody, this is Shannon Young with Cross Country Mortgage. Been in the industry now for 22 years. I just made the move over to the nation's largest retail lender, Cross Country Mortgage, here to serve you in 7 states, including Florida, Georgia, Alabama, the Carolinas, Tennessee, and the state of Texas. Here to offer better service, better rates, and if you were thinking about buying or if you've been on the fence and been waiting to call me, now is the time. You can still find me at loansforknowles.com. That is, again, loansforknowles.com. I've helped thousands of fellow Knowles get into their dream home, and I can't wait to help you get into yours. Give me a call today. I'm at 954-369-6171, or go to loansforknowles.com. Again, that's 954-369-6171, and that's loansforknowles.com.
Equal housing NMLS 373031.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text /321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SLASH to 321-321. That's /321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Bob writes, how has the narrative about recruiting changed so aggressively? Like we don't recruit well now, when it should be we're not top 5, but we are top 20. Well, no. Bob, I don't know who else is talking about this, but I will just tell you that any reference that I make to recruiting is based on Mike's history here. He hasn't recruited well here by Florida State standards. So everything is centers around Florida State's standards. And if you believe Florida State should be operating at peak efficiency, that they're hauling top 5 classes in year over year, and that they are competing for national championships, by that standard, he's never come close. And he failed to cash in an undefeated regular season with even a top 10 class. You know, I began to criticize a little bit more of their recruiting efforts after that. I forgave the early stuff because I understand when you come into a disastrous set of circumstances and you got to try to get things turned around, and you entered at a time which you got really unlucky because of the COVID pandemic, and you end up not being able to go out and, establish relationships in the state with high school coaches and meeting players. You couldn't do a lot of those things. So I kind of gave him a wide berth regarding recruiting early on. But when they didn't cash in a top 10 class after going undefeated in the regular season, well, that struck me as a problem. That seems like that ain't going to get it done. And then we got into a lot of debates about how you rank these classes because they had success in the portal. But we all have a different opinion. I think it varies person to person that covers this team or that roots for this team and watches this team. I think everybody's got a little bit of a different of opinion about how much of your recruiting efforts should be portal, how much of it should just be your classic high school recruiting. But we all also agree they got to get a lot better at high school recruiting. They're not great at it. We're not like steady hauling in 5-star kids over here. We don't bring them in. They don't commit to us. And the ones you do have on the line bail the last day. And so you've missed out on a lot of kids, and you're not currently recruiting at an elite level. At some point, it's kind of who you are. And people begin to wonder, do you put the right emphasis on something so vital to your long-term success? I think it's a fair thing to wonder. Now, he's brought in new guys, so we'll have to wait and see. There's a little bit more of a wait-and-see approach to this, but...
Yeah, but what that does is it solves the problem for you. It's either the old guys or it's you. It's either your previous staff or it's you. Right? When you bring in a brand new staff and you have the same task at hand, you fail again, or if you don't, then you can
he might
point
not
back in history and say, well, okay, he just needed to get people who were better at it in the building. I was at least buoyed that they closed strong in the previous window. It was flip central.
It was also closed strong was relative to the result of the season.
Sure.
It seemed impossible to have a top 25 class after going 2-10. So anything that resembled a top 25 class was going to make us all elated, but it's still well outside the top 10.
100%. But it was in those 40s and 50s, depending upon where you were looking, a week or two out.
Right.
And
so they salvaged something of a class.
Right. It wasn't that they were 16th and they bled down to 20, or they were 9th and they bled down to 20. It's all on how you finish is how it makes you feel. Because there were some years where they got overturned, upended by some late decisions, and yet they still finish 11th or 14th. You're like, well, hang on. It's not quite on fire. Not a great day. Thought we were going to move up in the rankings, but it's still not a terrible class. In this case, it was going to be awful. Full stop. Terrible. And then they were able to make a lot of flips happen and make it not terrible anymore. So you feel better about it. But I'm just hoping that if you can do that at 2-10 and finish that way, can this staff help you, get more yeses along the way? They're hosting like 84 kids this week. I'd hope a couple of them commit. It'd be nice.
Yeah, and then the problem is it's like this is just the problem for any of us paying attention to recruiting, right? Is that, well, even if one does, you're going to be like, we'll see. We'll see.
It's better than the alternative, though, because
it's 100% better than the alternative, and it might even create some momentum, yeah.
Like buzz is real, and you'd prefer that we had a little bit of buzz.
You want a bunch of buzz, and you want it to be, infectious. You'd like to see a whole bunch of kids getting excited about stuff that's happening here, without question. And I agree with you that even though I look at it cynically, I'm certainly jaded with all of the guys that have flipped at the end that were of the elite variety. You hope at some point that changes and it creates a buzz and more kids get excited about that and they too commit, and we get this thing turning in the right direction. That's all. To answer that narrative part of that, it was in the chat in there and I saw it and we were during the break. So I mentioned this. I mentioned it because I don't think it's changed. I don't think the narrative's changed. We've been saying for some time, oh, okay, at some point.
It's apropos for our friends at ISF because it's, until further notice, we are what we are, which is average at recruiting. I think average is fair. It's not like you've had a ton of results, and it's not like you've got enough NIL that you should be competitive and be top 12, 15,
you've got
20.
A ton.
But that's average. I'm not calling them above average. I'm not saying they're horrible. I'm saying they're kind of average at it.
Well, my point would be that if you expect to get back to a place that we would define Florida State football being where they need to be, in terms of winning enough games and sustaining success year over year and putting yourself in a position to routinely make the playoffs, take advantage of the new success initiative, all of the things that are out there for you to help close the monetary gap that is going to continue to widen as we remain in this sorry conference, then you better start bringing in some elite talent, because that's how that happens. When you're bringing in slightly above average talent, then you're just at best going to be slightly above average on the field. That's where you're going to live. The two tend to kind of equal each other. You go back to Jimbo's national championship run. What did he do really well from day one when he got here? Yeah, he recruited his ass off. Quote unquote, going to bring in some grown-ass men. Did. We won 29 straight games. Everywhere you looked, there was an NFL player. It was something to behold. And then when things started to fall off for a variety of reasons that are well documented, he wasn't recruiting as well, and he struggled to find an elite quarterback. Mike still can't bring in elite quarterbacks. He still hasn't done it yet. So, at some point, I think it's just completely fair to call it for what it is. Like, do better, man.
Right, and this is where there's a nuance to it. I think they're average at it. I think they would have finished with a top 10 class last year if, if ends, buts, and all that kind of stuff. He had a decent season. They were on pace to do it. They played a long game, and they were on pace to finish quite well. Then 2-10 happens. So now here you are. And you have to ask yourself this question. All right, they're average at recruiting. Is that good enough? No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
No. And I want to make it abundantly clear, too. I'm rooting for Mike. I'd like to see Mike get it together. I like Mike. Lest anybody think that I have some sort of vendetta against Mike, but we're just talking about the results on the field, results in recruiting. And those are not acceptable.
Yeah, the recruiting thing was this but topic for a couple of years when you won 9 out of 12 and then all 12 the year after.
Mm-hmm.
The recruiting was, they could stand to get a little bit better there. Doing very well in the portal, winning on the field.
We
they could
praised them for
better.
That portal. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They could stand to get better in high school. Now, when you lose the ability, your high school, your transfers that you bring in, you hit on a couple of them out of 12 or 15, and you lose 10 out of 12. Now recruiting is just in line with everything else, where you're saying, oh boy, we got to get a lot better.
This is such an important year. I just keep saying it. Everybody knows it. It's a broken record. I got it. I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. But everybody is, I think, very mindful of the fact that this is it. And I will tell you, I had a discussion this morning with somebody who I think is a fair-minded, well-reasoned fan. And we were talking, he sent me a text, I sent him one back, and he was saying that, he was excited that practice had started and wanted to know what I was hearing, that kind of stuff. And I was like, well, we're not out there. And I was explaining that to him. He doesn't live here in town. And he said, yeah, well, obviously Mike's got to go 8-4, right? Or he's fired. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So I said, that's what you're putting it at? And he goes, well, hell, Jeff, he's got 2 automatic wins that are just freebies to start the year after the Alabama game. He's like, so what's he got to do? He's got to win 6 real games.
Right. Yeah. 6-4 in the other.
Yeah. You got to go 6-4 on the other 10.
Yeah. What I would say is, I think this is it this year, like you're saying, but that doesn't mean contract termination comes at the end of the year. If you're going to fix it, now would be the time.
Right. If yes.
If you're
going to better start trending in the right direction.
Right.
Again.
If you're going to make it, now is the time. Now is the time to send those indicators that you're going to make it. But if you lollygag, and you could go 8-4 and get smoked by your rivals, and you feel like there's been progress, but marginal progress.
Yeah, but we both know that regardless of the way whatever that 8-4 looks like and makes us feel, nothing's happening to Mike if he goes 8-4.
Oh, 100%.
There's no chance.
No.
I would argue with this person that there's probably a good chance, even if he goes 7-5, that he's not going to get fired because of the contract, because of the money, because of everything that they've spent. And they just brought in these new assistants, so they're going to give them more than a year probably. So, probably
Yeah, the only way that would happen is if a lot of the assistants take other jobs,
which is a possibility. Because
Gus, maybe he gets offered another head coach.
Tony White might. Yeah.
And if you're disappointing and then that happens, I mean, the problem is in that world, how could you have a disappointing season and Gus and Tony White land head coaching jobs? It doesn't really.
Yeah,
that would be an athletic director who's looking past what's going on in Tallahassee and saying, "I still believe in you, even though this evidence is not great."
So look, East Texas and Kent State were the two games that I was talking about, right? The two automatic wins there. From there, Tom, you then looking at the other 10 games. So you got to win 6 of those 10. No, I'm not doing a probables or a W's and L's, but okay. Alabama, you can lose that. Nobody would be, I mean, you'd prefer not to, obviously, but you could lose that game and nobody's going to be upset unless it's ugly, unless you get the brake speed off you. So that would be, the only exception there. Then the next one's Virginia. We're talking about real games now.
Yeah.
Virginia.
Yes.
All right. Then Miami, then Pitt, then Stanford, Wake, come on. Then Clemson, Virginia Tech, NC State, and Florida. You should be able to win 6 of those.
Yeah, 100%. Again, you can categorize this very simply. You've got your 2 automatics, then you've got your 4 rivalry / high-profile games. Miami, Florida, Clemson, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
There's your 4.
Mm-hmm.
Can you win one of those? Because if you win one of those, you're going to go 8-4. I think you're going to go 8-4.
Unless you do something stupid like lose on the road to Stanford or Virginia.
No, I hear you. That buys you a loss in a stupid situation.
Yeah.
If you win one of those, that buys you a free loss. And it won't be free. We'll be pissed. But it buys you one, and you could still finish 8-4. Look, if you shoot the moon on all those other games and you win one against Alabama, Clemson, Florida, and Miami, you're going 9-3. And at that point, that would be a rousing success.
So you think the most likely candidate of the 4 that you're going to beat it is Miami, and it's here.
Yeah, I think it's Miami or Florida. I like the time of the year that you catch Florida. If they have a disappointing season, Lagway, no Lagway, then they're going to have the Billy discussion, and you might have some players shutting down on them in the locker room. Beleaguered, tough schedule. You might catch them.
And it's the last game of the year.
Right.
So, yeah, who
you
knows?
catch them at a point where they might be mailed in. They might be thinking about their portal. So, but Miami, straight up, what's their quarterback situation? Is Beck healthy? That's going to be a humongous question.
I also just say, because, look, you're on the road against Clemson. You're on the road against Florida. Alabama's better than you are. It's the first game of the year. The Miami game seems to settle in nicely. It's October the 4th. You've played some games. You're at home. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Their defense isn't anything to write home about.
Well,
Come on.
And you're watching Beck and you're saying he might play the first month. Are they calling the game around something? Are they taking shots down the field? Are they protecting his
How
arm?
healthy is he is what you're alluding to. And that's what we'll all be watching very closely. Unfortunately, there's also the other side of that. He might be completely healthy. And when he's right, he's really good.
At that point, I think Florida has the more likely of the games because of where it is. Yeah.
It's Jeff Cameron Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
3 men are in custody following a multi-jurisdictional investigation into wanted people.
Stop fighting the algorithm. You know you can't get enough Florida State filling your feed. Well, there's no better way to keep up with FSU on YouTube than with members-only level Warchant. It's going to get you bigger, faster, and stronger. How? Bigger.
It's hour number 2.
Join now for exclusive access to a bonus segment of the legendary Seminole headlines.
Faster.
Get debut access days in advance of the public release of the latest episode of X's and O's with Dominic Robinson, a look at the All-22 film.
Stronger.
Utilize the Member Milestone Chat, a new feature which allows your comment to be highlighted in live chats during warchant.com shows for maximum visibility. All of this in addition to members-only flair like badges, emojis, and polls to drive the conversation of the home of the ultimate Seminole sports source on YouTube. Give it a try. Cancel it anytime. No commitments, no phone calls, no emails. Just a few clicks within your YouTube account. Warchant.com, members only YouTube. The next level in FSU coverage on YouTube.
Beautiful weather, more sunshine with highs in the 70s and lows in the 40s and 50s. Rain chances returning on Monday. From Real Talk 93.3, this is Danielle Kelly.
For the elimination of termites, pest, and for a greener lawn too, call Paul's. They'll get them all.
What do you need tires on? Your car or truck, tractor, or heavy equipment? At Nice Tire and Auto Service, we have tires for all of these needs. And we service your vehicle from air conditioning and computerized alignment to oil changes and everything else under the hood. Call Nice Tire and Auto today at 574-4100. That's 574-4100 for your scheduled maintenance. National accounts welcome at Nice Tire and Auto Service, 4792 Bluntstown Highway, just west of Capitol Circle.
Well, it's so great being back in the Oval Office looking out over the White House lawn. Speaking of lawns, I got to tell you about the Lawn Johns. They're the best. Anything from basic lawn care like mowing, edging, weed eating, and they can do even a full landscape design. Believe me, it's incredible. In fact, Elon and I have big plans, and we're going to grow grass on the moon, and guess who's going to be doing the lawn up there? Yeah, you got it. The Lawn Johns. Call them right now, or for a free estimate, you can visit them online at thelawnjohns.com.
Take a sip and have a trip with Kahlula's famous THC slushies. Lots of fun flavors to choose from. Refreshingly delicious and the perfect way to relax. Stop by Kahlula's and try the all-new sugar-free Jolly Rancher slushie today and find out why everyone is going mad for honey. A rare, intriguing, deep red honey harvested from the mountains of Nepal. Mad Honey is the latest trend, creating quite the buzz. Literally. Try Mad Honey today, only available at a Kahlula store near you.
The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
Yep. I was going to give you an update, and then the thing froze up on me. Update time for that ass. There we go.
Nice. I didn't need to hit it.
72-37. Houston now over SIU Edwardsville. Thanks for playing. Auburn, 32-29. That's a 1 seed.
Come on now. Give me that Bruce Pearl again.
32-29. 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Who are they playing?
Alabama State.
Alabama State. That's right.
Just kind of fun. Kind of fun.
I would actually turn on college basketball if that's a 3-point game with under 3 minutes to go. I will flip on the TV.
You're damn right you will. That's a 16 versus a 1.
That's what it takes.
Yes. McNeese is up on Clemson 10-6 early in that one.
Uh-oh. All right. You gonna put it up on the app in your car and drive home?
Oh, no.
Come on, Brownell.
Let's get it together, Brad.
What is wrong with you?
Creighton defeated Louisville earlier today, dropped 89 on their ass, 89-75. Purdue beat High Point 75-63. And Wisconsin, Tom, they did it. Not only did they do it, 85 points for the Badgers over Montana, 85-66 for that one. Now, we're going to do 2 things. Before I get to my gummy read, we are going to solve for the future with my friends at ISF.
I was hoping that High Point would win today because that would just be a perfect.
It would have been perfect for us to do the gummy. Yeah, I'll get to the gummy reads shortly. Let's do some ISF solving for the future. You guys know ISF; they're great. Right here in Tallahassee, 40 different states. They've been doing this for over 40 years. Your vision, their expertise. Go to isf.com to learn more. I need to reach out to Jonathan again, talk with him about the upcoming golf tournament. He and the folks at ISF do a great job pairing with, working with, collaborating with the Second Harvest of the Big Bend. They've done stuff with them
and
before.
The Guardian Ad Litem.
And the Guardian Ad Litem. Yeah, ISF, really good in the community, really good, helping out a lot of our causes. They've been great partners. ISF.com to learn more. What future are we solving for? The quarterback position, where it is rumored that as of right now, Brock Glenn carrying the day, Tom. I kind of kid. It's one day. We weren't there. I don't know. Just a bunch of people said he got more of the reps than did Castellanos. Doesn't mean anything. I know.
It doesn't, but it also is something that we can confidently say because over the course of the show, you heard it. Then I heard it.
Yeah.
Everybody's hearing it.
Yeah. You got a gun.
Oh,
I got a gun.
Everybody's
got guns. He was so good in that.
But it sounds like that when you hear that different tenor in Gus's voice or Mike's voice when talking about the quarterback competition, that's a thing. That is a thing. That is happening.
Well, listen.
Through one day.
We want to stress that at a practice we weren't at. So there's that. And Brock had a great day last year that I mentioned, and then people got mad at me because he had such a good day.
You did, but he didn't take more reps than DJ the first time that DJ was on campus. That's the important point here.
Yeah,
is that when DJ got here, it was all understood. Look, this is going to be the ship that he either helps float and rise to the top or sinks. It ended up being a ladder. But it was,
boy, did it, buddy.
It was his show. We would get how many questions in the offseason, spring camp, summer, fall camp. How's Brock doing? It's not a competition. It's not close. It's not close. DJ's getting all of the time.
Yeah, he was. And as it turned out, that was a mistake.
This would be a deviation from that, though. A transfer comes in and they're imbued. This would be at least a day one deviation.
Well, and the other reason that you look at it and you just raise an eyebrow a little bit because of what you said about the way Gus Malzahn talked about it. He was all perky, as we said. And the other part of that is that, you certainly, most certainly brought in Castellanos to run this offense, the Gus Malzahn offense. That's why you brought him in. You would think that you don't have to do favors for anybody here. I mean, you didn't bring this guy in to sit the bench. So the fact that he wasn't getting the lion's share of the reps early may not mean anything, but it's curious. It is curious.
Yeah. Well, it just could be message sending. Like you're right. It couldn't be that you're trying to send a message to Tommy, or it could be that, hey, Brock, we're going to need you.
We're going to need you.
So if you thought that you were just going to roll into practice and chill and watch Tommy run around and throw the ball, you got another thing coming. It could be a lot of those things.
Life can get a little crazy. Sometimes you want to unwind and you need to know how to without maybe, say, the aid of alcohol or something damaging to your system. Well, cornbread hemp CBD gummies are a good alternative. It's a natural way to release and relieve the aches and pains and discomfort that burden us all from time to time without hurting your body. Works with your body, not against it. Cornbread hemp CBD gummies, huge part of a lot of people's wellness plan, could be yours as well. They are, again, all natural. They are USDA organic to ensure safety and purity. They are looked at by a third-party lab that gives out that distinction of USDA organic, which is nice. It's a chance for you to order your CBD gummies right now and save a bunch of money doing it. Right now, Jeff Cameron Show listeners can save 30% on their first order. That's 30%. About that. Just head to cornbreadhemp.com/warchant and use code warchant at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/warchant. Use code warchant. There you go. Before we sign off, I will tell you that we are not on the air tomorrow. My apologies, but that has to do with a trip that Tom has taken. He left you in the lurch.
Whoa! That was delivered very well. Are you gonna leave it at that?
No, I'm leaving too.
Yeah. Tom Bien also.
Yeah. I am also leaving.
That's the order that it was. You're totally right.
Yeah, that's how it went down.
Yeah.
So I will be out of here, but we're back on Monday. Don't worry, we couldn't watch practice anyhow. But we will be back on Monday to talk about Florida State's sweep of the Canes. Get it on tonight, Canes.
Schweepsville.
I sure hope so. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the game. I'm going to be watching. I know you are too. That game on the ACC network at 7 p.m. Get all your stuff done. Lock it in. Remember, I'm telling you all, you got to get serious.
It's a good looking graphic. That graphic is serious.
Oh, I didn't have it up. No, yeah, it is a good graphic. Did you do that?
No, that was Chris.
Chris did that.
Maverick Helmets.
Great job, Maverick Helmets. Good work out of you. So tonight's game, 7 o'clock, Mark Light Field. I refuse to call it Alex Rodriguez Park.
Well, he had a long career there.
Mark Light Field, as it's always been known on the ACC network, 7 o'clock. Friday, that's tomorrow, 8 p.m. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Get you a little barbecue and perhaps some cold beverages for the Friday night showdown.
I think I will be back to my room by the 6th inning. That's the right time.
You know, by the way, that's how you solve for the future. You get back in your room in time to watch the Noles on a Friday night at 8 o'clock, huh?
Well, yeah, I'll be back to my room by about 10. Yeah.
There you go. All right. You'll be all right. You'll be good to go. You'll be able to see
I know
us.
where the cocktail station is at the hotel, so I will get one of those and bring it back with me.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Solving for the future.
Giddy up.
Raymond, we're not going to have any of this Clemsoning nonsense. Get it together, Brad. One last, if you would. Update time for that ass. It's update time for that ass. I'm getting a little worried. McNeese is up 18-8.
Oh. You combine that with Louisville getting smoked.
Well, I didn't have Louisville.
No, I'm just saying for old Jim. Oh.
Yeah, the ACC.
At least we got Carolina in.
Well, you just better ride that Duke train. That's all he's got. It's Duke all the way.
Ride it.
Clemson's down 18-8 to McNeese. There's how do you have 8 points with 8 minutes left in the first half? Get it together, Clemson. Auburn up now 10 at halftime over Alabama State, 41-31. That's the update you wanted to know, because it's certainly not this one. It's not the Houston 77 SIUE 40.
No, Auburn already won. State ain't getting to 41 points.
Oh, you scared me. I'm like, what? Is this a Duke scoreboard situation?
No, it's just they're going to get held to 39 for the game.
We'll see. It's 41-31 currently. Good work out of you. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Go Noles against the Canes, and I'll be back with you on Monday. Until then, peace.